Good morning, good morning, good morning. We have a Sunday live stream in full effect, and we have 3 laptops to work on. I put them in the list there, so go ahead and cast your vote. Hope everyone's doing good. Hello from Germany. Hello from Houston, New York, the Bronx, New York, France. Hello, hello. The Faroe Islands. I don't know how to pronounce it. Maybe I'm pronouncing that weird. Germany, Netherlands, Virginia, South Africa, New Jersey, New York again. Hello, hello, welcome. Mega $1.41. Thank you so much there, Mega. That's so nice of you. Hello from California, Brazil, Germany. David's from Germany. Mexico. Hello. San Antonio, Texas, right south of me. How you doing? California, Germany, France. There's so many. Wisconsin, Quebec, Portugal, London, Philippines, Romania. Okay. I get it. You're from everywhere. Well, I hope everyone's doing good. We got quite a few people logging in. If this is your first one, welcome. I'm glad that you made it. We do these things twice a week, so we're going to start out with a vote. So we put up 3 laptops. Go ahead and vote on which laptop. Let's see. I actually have a poll there. There we go. Let me just tell you a little bit something about these 3. The 7590 is, the customer said that it doesn't turn on after a Windows update, but then they said there's also a burnt chip. So this is their notes. I'm like, oh, I don't know. To me, it seems like the burnt chip would have more to do with it, but who knows, right? The Alienware M18 R1 was actually purchased on eBay by a repair shop that I deal with a bunch. He always sends me a bunch of things. Thought it was a good deal. DC jack was broken, replaced the DC jack, didn't fix it, so it still has no power. And then we had the last one's the Latitude 5455. They said they dropped the laptop, SSD is no longer detected, but the fans don't work either. So I'm thinking that might be kind of tied together. I don't know. So anyway, cast your votes there. Hello from Missouri, Michigan, to Lake Tahoe. Why, let's see, guess where? In between 2 countries, they're fighting. Oh no. Well, I hope you're doing okay over there. Australia, how you doing? DJ, got my Alienware back yesterday, Nate. You rock. DJ Kevin Rains. Oh, yes, DJ Kevin. I worked on DJ Kevin's laptop the other day and got it all fixed up like new. First time. Hey, Mark, thank you. First time. I'm glad you made it. This is going to be a little bit different than the videos that I usually post, because the videos I post are edited, right? They're fast-paced, and I also don't get into a lot of shenanigans. Here, live stream, a little more sarcastic, a little more, sometimes it gets a little slower because we're doing different things. I'll try to keep the pace up, but I get tired over 4 hours usually. And then on my Wednesday stream, I'm really tired because I've already been working for 11 hours or so. So, hello from Bulgaria and South Africa, in Belgium, New Zealand, Netherlands, Serbia, sorry, the Czech. Well. So I want to give you a little update. So last Wednesday, we were working on a laptop that was a weird one, right? And I had you guys help me out on it a little bit. Well, we all came to the determination, the brain trust, everybody, said that I need to buy a good oscilloscope. I did it, baby. I did it. I ordered it. It's supposed to be. It was supposed to come yesterday, but you know how Amazon is. They under promise, over deliver. Wait, over promise, under deliver. So I bought this guy right here. This is a 4-channel 100 megahertz. It has on-the-fly decoding, so I can actually read the hex that's being transferred through SPI buses, things like that, UARTs. So I think this should be plenty more than what I need. But what I want is that this has a good capture bank, so it can actually record for a good amount of time. So that way I can actually see if there's any weird spikes at startup or fluctuations in power rails and things like that. Also I have 4 channels, so I can actually look at multiple power stages of the same, or power phases at the same time. And anyway, it was a little bit pricier than the other ones, because you can get a $200 one or $250 or $300 one. And then I kept inching up. I'm like, well, do I want 50 megahertz or 100 megahertz? Do I want 2-channel or 4-channel? Do I want bigger buffer? Do I want, what brand do I want? And so, but I'm happy to report I have that ordered. It's supposed to be delivered today. So are we happy with that one, guys? Are we happy? I still haven't got the chair though. I'm trying to be very, very picky with my chair. If I'm going to drop 1,000 plus on a chair, I need to make sure. So that's high bandwidth for laptops. I know I could have got 50, but the thing is that what I'm looking for are these little tiny weird spikes on the on these power rails that we're trying to deal with. So what 3D printer do I have? I have 3 or 4 3D printers. How many do I have? 4? I don't know. Okay, so the main one I use, the one I use pretty much every single day at this point, not every single day, but anytime I'm going to print something, my go-to, because I don't have any issues with it, is an Ender 5, but then I modified it to a direct drive, put a leveler in it, and then kind of modified some stuff. But the Ender 5 is it's almost like a Core XY, but it lowers the deck. Instead of the Y moving back and forth, it's only the Z that's lowering, and then the X and Y is on the head, and so it's more of a box. I like that one. The other one I have is a Gigabot. It was a Kickstarter in like 2013 or whatever. I built it a long time ago. Hey, for the chair fund, thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. I'm getting closer. There's a Relaxi back I'm about to go visit. The other one I have is a Gigabot, which is it prints 600 by 600 by 600, so 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot approximately. And I don't use that one very often because I find that it's more reliable to print smaller things, not bigger things. I also have a Delta printer that I built from scratch myself, 3D printed all my own parts, did everything, and it's just a smaller 180 millimeter. And then I have my first 3D printer I bought in like 2010, 2011. I was one of the first people to own one. No, it was like an up printer or something, but I still have that one in pieces. Anyway, but my go-to is the Ender 5. The scope is cool. The scope is cool. Desktops. Yeah. So whenever I'm going to be. Sorry. Let me turn this up. The scope may be a little bit overkill, but like I said, when I was inching my way up to that price, I just kind of kept going. Well, wouldn't mind having this feature. I wouldn't mind having this feature. Well, if I'm doing this, I might as well spend an extra $50 for that. And I guess that's how it is. And I actually looked at a used. Shoot, what brand was it? What model? I don't remember, but it was on eBay for like $300. Normally they're like $2,000, right? But the memory wasn't that good. It didn't have that much storage on it for actually doing a good capture, and then also it didn't have on-the-fly decoding of SPI bus and things like that. So I was just like, I think this is cool. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and just pull the trigger. Let's put it on the bench. We'll have it here somewhere. I don't know where we're going to put it yet, but so many chairs. So you think I should buy multiple chairs and return them? Oh man, I don't know. I hate returning. Like, for one thing, I own a company where people return stuff every single day, and I'm like, I don't want to put that on anybody else. I know people are just like, let's buy 5 of them, let's return them all, let them deal with it. Well, whenever you open it and put it in the packaging, you basically make it not new anymore, right? So I'm taking a loss every single time someone returns something, because now I have to sell it as open box, which is like 30% off. And my margin was already pretty small anyway. So anyway, I hate doing that. I just feel bad. It's guilt-wise, You have a Bamboo Labs. See, Bamboo Labs is like top tier, I feel like. But I'm one of those people who please multi-language see and unlock their account. You can't multi-language on lives unless there's some other stuff. So you have to wait until after the stream. But I'm one of those people who really like to tinker. So I like to buy something that's really low end and make it feel like it's high end. Make it feel like it's high end. Dennis, thank you. 25 Canadian. Man, is this for my chair fund? Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I saved another laptop. Another day, another laptop to be saved. Did you ever repair that VIC-20? The VIC-20 is still sitting here. I haven't worked on it since. I do have a good screen for it now. I still need to order like 5 keycaps or the mechanisms underneath it. I did look at an 8-bit guy video on him tearing the whole thing down and pulling a keyboard out, and seems like a lot of work. Seems like a lot of work, but it is working. I have it working. I was able to get it working on a different capture card or different output through RF. I couldn't get the composite working properly, but RF is working, and I was able to play some games and things like that. So some chairs don't have free returns. Be careful. Exactly. So because the thing is, the shipping, the box is so big. It's so big. Free returns is a hard thing to even, like, if I'm trying to offer, if I offer free returns, I mean, I don't understand how certain companies, they do it as a loss, I guess, but you can't pay for, I mean, the shipping costs are so expensive. So how can you do free returns? Are our votes already over? I guess so. Okay, so it's already been 10 minutes, I guess. All right, so we have our votes done. 47% say the Alienware on, let's say on eBay. 47% says the Alienware. 40% on what are we talking about? I'm like blanking out. On YouTube, and it's a consensus. 18 R1. That's what I'm saying. And then the other one was the second place. 30% and 28%. So 7590 is the second place contender. So we're going to go with that. Latitude 5590 worth buying off from work. As long as you can get it for 5540. 5540 is like, what year is that? Is that a 20? I can't remember what year that is. If it has a, like, I mean, they're usually worth it because they're not bad machines. It's just, if you get a good deal for it, you don't want to pay like $500, but maybe if you bought it for $150 or $200 or something like that, yeah, it'd be fine. Do a collab with Synex Digital Attic for the VIC-20. That might be a good idea, actually. Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. No SSD was detected was going to be an interesting one. Okay, so we're going to do that one second. So M18 R1 is going to be our first one, and this one may be quick or not. I have no idea. I don't look at these things ahead of time. That's kind of the fun thing about it, right? We're going in blind. We're going in cold. We don't know. So let me stop the poll, and in that poll, the poll is ended. Take that off the screen, and let me grab it. 2023, 32 gigs of RAM. Well, yes. If it's a 2023, 32 gigs of RAM, that's probably a 12th gen. A 12th gen with 32 gigs of RAM, take it all day. Yeah, $200, $250, something like that, whatever it takes, $221. Most shipping companies have enterprise deals that can include free return shippings as partnerships. Oh. I mean, I have big volumes, but my big volumes are tiny volumes, right? When it comes to all that stuff. I mean, I ship, I think last year I shipped 80,000 packages. So not huge. I think I spent $450,000 in shipping. Is that a lot? Sometimes, but no, not really. I mean, that's the thing, is I guess I'm not really getting the whatever discount that I deserve. I deserve a discount. Now, that's not repairs, by the way. I did like 1,500 laptops last year in repairs, but we ship parts, so tons of parts, boom, every single day, hundreds of orders every single day. Okay, so here's the M18. I'm happy to see an M18 having kind of a different issue. I do like it. Let me give you the note, and then we'll do the intro, and we'll get going on this. We got to get right to it. All right, so here's our note. 54. Okay, it's 5540, 5550. Work here, 2023. I mean, 2023 model is still so relevant. I mean, I use a 2020 laptop. My daily driver is an XPS 9500. I was working on it all day yesterday. I was remote. But I like to remote into my main computer. But I mean, it says a 10th gen. I don't really care. Drink sample update. Try it or mix it. So I just did a On the Rocks, and I really enjoyed it. It was great. Intro. We're going to do the intro, but we first do the notes first. That way I can kind of get my head around what we're doing here. Purchased on eBay. Look like very low miles. So it's good condition. Barrel jack was broken into pieces. I hate whenever that happens. When a barrel jack's broken into pieces, which is a charging port, it usually is putting power where it's not supposed to go. Put a new DC jack in temporarily. Did not help. The unit has no power, fan, lights, both AC adapter, battery. I suspect the DC jack was damaged and caused some trauma. So, has some power related issue, no AC adapter. All right, so we got it. Hey, new board, the Coolest Fans member. Welcome to the Coolest Fans. You are one of my coolest fans. All right, so let's do an intro on this and we'll get going. We'll figure it out. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So. All right, new day, another laptop that needs to be saved, and this time we have an Alienware M18 R1. Now, this one was purchased on eBay. Looked like something kind of simple to fix. The laptop is like in really good condition. The customer said that the DC jack was broken into pieces. He tried replacing the DC jack. It did not solve the issue, so I suspect there's something catastrophic on the motherboard, but I haven't taken a look at this yet. Let's take a look together and see if we can get this figured out. There we go. All right, that one hit, I felt like I was on it on that one. All right, so nailed it. All right, I nailed it. All right, first thing I want to do is see if it turns on, which it probably won't because that's what they said, but that's the routine. Press the power button. Let's go ahead and take a look here in the DC jack, actually. I was about to plug it in. Let's go ahead and plug it in. We're going to focus. 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 We got rated. Welcome. Welcome, Raiders. We're working on a Alienware M18 R1 that was purchased on eBay, and apparently the DC jack is broken. I was about to plug it in, but we're just now starting our diagnostic. So you haven't missed anything, nothing to worry about here. So the customer bought this, the DC jack was broken. He tried replacing the DC jack, it didn't fix it. I'm not going to plug our charger into this because that's just going to make it worse. So let's not do that. Let's go ahead and open the bottom up and take a look inside. So I've seen this tons of times, so that DC jack just completely shattered. Now what we have here on a DC jack, and let me go ahead and just kind of, while I'm unscrewing this, I'll explain. So these laptops run on a 3-wire system. It's usually a 1-wire circuit, but I like to call it a 3-wire system. So you have a positive, you have a negative, so that's going to carry your actual main voltage, 20 volts. And then you're going to have a current, or not a current sense, a PSID line, which is a communication line where the laptop and the charger talk and say what size charger it is, right? So if the 20 volt line gets shorted out to that middle line, which is only 3.3, then we have some problems. So we probably have something blown on the board because of that. A lot of times it blows out a diode or resistor or something. So you're watching on your phone or a TV and commenting on the phone. That's how you do it. That's how you know somebody is a pro. That's how you know it's a pro. Okay. All right, so the bottom is off. All right, take a quick look around. So we do have the battery unplugged. You got to flick the battery cable. That's how you know it's unplugged. Main battery is an OEM. We have the serial number here. I do see that we have one NVMe populated. This one actually takes 4, some 2230s, so 2280s. And then, how much RAM do we have? How much RAM do we have? We have, I can't see. It's DDR5, and it's 16 gigs, so 32 gigs, which isn't too shabby. This one has 3 fans, 2 on the CPU side, 1 on the GPU side, and this is going to be the fan that cools the RAM. This is the machine that I do a modification on the fan where I cut out this section here where it blows because there is a short usually on this power rail. Now, we don't know what we're messing with yet. We don't know. But I'm going to plug in my own DC jack because we don't need this junky one on here. It looks like the connector is kind of busted here, but it's okay. So if we look here, this is where it plugs in, and the top of this thing is just kind of broken off. I don't really care. We're going to set this off to the side. Maybe we'll melt it back on there. Maybe we'll just throw it away. I don't care. Let me get my bag of jacks out. Who else has a bag of jacks at their house? You get a jack, you get a jack. If you have a bag of jacks, then you'll have a jack for every machine. So this is the correct one right here. First try. Just let me know if you want me to sell bag of jacks. I sell it, and then you'll have it. All right, so we have that plugged in. It looks nice, very nice, very nice. And do you want me to take measurements on the board first, or should we just plug it in and see how it goes? I don't really care either way, so we can look at it either way. Let me reset our spike power meter. So if you're new to the place here, that's the spike power meter. We have a max current, and we have a little current chart meter that we can pull up there. I want to see what DC is boring. Try AC. Bam! I just want to see what it does. So I am not going to do anything. This machine should power on its own whenever we first plug it in with no power in the system, okay? So it's going to do a CMOS reset. I'm not super concerned with testing for shorts right now. We can do it, but what fun is that? What fun is that? Just a few quick pokes, okay. So Lead Farmer, I tend to kind of lean towards what Lead Farmer wants to do because he's pretty bright. He's a bright cookie. So let's go ahead and do it. So I'm in continuity mode. We're just going to do a couple pokes. There's not very many pokes we can do on this side because I don't know if you noticed, but right after the DC jack, there's nothing over here, right? Because all this stuff's on the other side of the board, right? And then I don't know if you noticed, how many coils do you see on this side of the board? How many inductors do you see on this side of the board? There's only one here, which is for the DDR5 RAM. That's it. All the rest are on the other side of the board. So there's really not much you can measure around here. I'm fine. I'll measure it. Here's what some people will do. We're going to go straight and we're going to order. Why do I keep saying order? We're going to measure the DC jack. And the DC jack is measuring, that's ground, and that's not shorted, so that's measuring fine. We can kind of go around a little bit and poke just random capacitors if we want to do that. Is it going to tell us anything? I don't know. Is it going to say don't plug it in? I don't know. So again, there's nothing for us to measure over here. This is, looks like this may be all the 19 volt or 20 volt power rail. Nothing here. The side of that looks a little janky. Some people, you know, it's a little more exciting just to plug it in. A little more exciting. Now, if I poke right here and we have a short here, then I'm just going to kind of throw my arms up. Okay, we're good. I get about 3 of these a week at least with the short on this power rail of this exact machine. 3. At one time I did 3 in one day. We just kind of stacked them all up and I just kind of did them all back to back. But it's rampant, man. It's rampant. I've probably repaired 30 or 40 of them at this point. Lick it for science. So I do the smell test at least. Take a quick gander around the board. Smells delicious. Smells great. Okay, plug it in, plug it in. It is time to plug it in. So we'll do it right here. We can go thermal if you want. You want me to plug it in thermal? And then, I don't even think I have the thermal camera set up. By golly, what am I gonna do? Let me turn on the thermal camera first. All right, let's see. If we have the thermal camera turned on, then you can actually see something heat up while it's happening. Or an explosion. One of the two. Okay. Going thermal. Welcome, Raiders. We're working on an M18 R2. This is a laptop that was purchased on eBay, and the DC jack was busted. So let's go ahead and plug it in. Keep an eye on the power meter there. And we just want to see what it does. So it just does 0.01, 0.02. Perfect. That's what we want, except there's something that you're missing here. This machine should power on its own. So it theoretically should actually jump up to 0.6, 0.7, and then kind of sit there at 2 amps to 3 amps for a little while it's doing a startup process. I don't see anything getting hot. This kind of looks like just resting current that you would think that that's fine, but it's not. It's not okay. So my diagnosis to this is it's busted. Oh, it's busted. So let's see if we can hit the power button. It probably won't do anything with the power button because 0.02 is not enough for this machine. Ain't gonna be enough. So let me press the power button. Oh, what was that? Did you see it right there? I pressed the power button for a second. It did something. And now it's resting at a little bit higher current. Did you flick it? Oh, I flicked it. I flicked it. So this machine doesn't need a battery. No battery. All right, so I plugged it back in. That was inrush current when I plugged it in. I'm gonna press the power button again. I just want to see what it does. Okay, so right now it's sitting at 0.01, 0.02, right? So 10 to 20, so maybe 15 milliamps. All right, plug it, press the power button, 1, 2, 3. and it does a little spike up, and then now it's just sitting there at 0.02, 0.03, so 25 milliamps or something like that, right? So what's coming on? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know at all. But we will find out soon. Let's see if there's anything getting hot now that we have a little bit more current coming through here. And I don't see anything. Okay. So what do we have to do next? We have to pull the motherboard out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you. You have to watch me spin some screws, but really there's nothing I can do. Everything is on the other side of the board on this thing. And I mean, one thing we could do, actually, let's think about it. Hold on. I got an idea. I think I got it. So my brain just started calculating some different things here. So I want you to think about it like this. This DC jack, right? It feeds some MOSFETs on the other side of the board. And those things are made to protect the board. It also goes to a circuit where it has the PSID circuit, which is the communication line between the charger and the laptop, right? But we need, what's the chip that's responsible for turning on and off the MOSFETs where the DC jack goes to? The power management chip. So if the power management chip is blowed up, which I would think it probably is, because we had all this mangleness going on, then it will do this exact thing. Or if it detects a short on the board, it will do this exact thing. Or, well, what I was thinking is just plugging a battery into it instead. Let's plug a charged battery into it and see if it powers on. I've seen it with a blown power management chip, but the battery will power it on. So at least let me do that. But you know what I want to do? I'm going to take out this SSD. And I'm going to take out the Wi-Fi card. So SSD is gone. And what should we do with the Wi-Fi card? Take it out. Take out that Wi-Fi card, because it's always the problem. It's always the problem. Unscrewing the motherboard, la-da-da-da. So let's just try a different battery first. That way we can kind of figure out, is the board working or is it dead? Is it dead because it's detecting a short on the board, or is it dead because the power management chip is blown up, or is it dead because the it doesn't have the will to live? Okay, here we go. This battery is inferior to this M18, but it actually goes to the board because this motherboard actually goes to an M16 and an M18, and this is the 16-inch version of this, so it will work. I have an M18 somewhere, but we're just gonna see if this works. Okay, no battery, boom. Actually, let me check to see if we have voltage on the battery. Are we measuring up there? Oh, great. Did y'all not even tell me that my voltmeter's not showing up on the screen? Come on, peeps. There you go. Should have caught me on that one. The PSID pin overvolted. I agree. What voltage do we have on this battery? We got not enough. All right, so there's no point in pressing the power button. So I plug in the battery, and we have 0 volts on the battery. What does that mean? This battery's dead? Does it mean the battery's dead? They can mean two different things. There's a 50-50 chance that we're right. 50-50 chance. The first chance is the battery's dead. Second chance is there's a short on the board and it's telling the battery to shut itself off. Let me grab one more battery just to confirm our suspicions. If I could find the right battery, it'd be better. I have bins full of batteries and I label them, but there's still so many. I would say I have a plethora. Would you say that? Would you agree with my plethora? Okay, here we go. This is the exact battery. The exact battery. Here we go. It's in protection mode. Conclusive. If there's a short on the board, it's in protection mode. Okay, measure the battery first. You can't measure it without it being plugged in the board because it's turned off. That's the only problem. So I can't measure it outside of plugging it in. And we got 12 or 11.3 volts. So the first battery was dead. So this board has power now. So what does that mean? Will it turn on? Will it turn on? Always use protection. All right, so I'm going to press the power button. Why are you keeping dead batteries? You mean not charged batteries? I'm not saying they're dead bad. They're just not charged. And it's because I don't use that battery that often. I usually use this one. And I just couldn't find it at the moment. All right, nothing's happening. It's still non-functional. So, all right, well, I guess this laptop's dead. Next one. Oh, it's test the battery in a spare motherboard. Ah, you're smart. You smart. That's the way to do it. If only I had spare motherboards. All right, let me go ahead and get the motherboard pulled out. So at this point, still doing nothing, and the battery is charged. So we know that we had power in the system. We know that we put voltage in the system. IT, I made a video about Dell gaming laptop artificially capping at 32 gigs of RAM despite the top specs. Why artificial upgrade caps are a tech issue. Interesting. It's not something I've seen, but Dell gaming laptops are artificially capping at 32. Have you updated the BIOS? Because that's not something I've seen. I have not seen a cap artificially capping it, but you're saying that you could put physical RAM in there and then it's artificially capping it? I don't know, I'd have to see that. You can send that to me. You can email me at repairs@parts-people.com. Send me that link. I wouldn't mind taking a look at your video. So it's the power management chip, or a PMIC or PMC is the chip that controls the input MOSFETs and controls the charging of the battery, and it talks to the EC chip. And there's a lot of stuff going on there. And a lot of times I see it blown up. Is the screen busted? Are you kidding me? I don't know, we can clean it. Don't scare me like that. Let's see. Let's see. Looks pretty good to me. I think that's all right. I think it's all these lights. Lights, camera, action, go. It's the EC chip. I hope it's not the EC chip. I ordered the programmer for this. This uses those Novaton EC chips. And so I got my Novaton programmer ordered, but I still have not successfully programmed one of those. I've been able to move one over, but that's it. The input MOSFETs are on the DC power rail. They're on the DC in. They're going to be right after this DC jack, but they're on the other side of the board. Most boards are on this side of the board. I mean, I can go grab a board and show you, but it's the MOSFET for science. I didn't think if there was a difference in connectors. You're talking about for the battery connectors or what? So a lot of Dells use these like batteries right here where you has a different cable, and you just pull the cable out and change it over. Like this battery actually goes to an M18 R1 and R2, but it also goes to an M17 R5 also. Same battery, same cable, but then you can take that cable out and plug it into a different machine. So they do all sorts of stuff. Yeah, the Novaton has been ordered. Now, whether it's going to work or not, I have no idea. Looks dark. Looks dark. What looks dark? The screen looks dark. That's what it is. You think it's the EC chip? I really hope it's not. I really hope it's not the EC chip. But let's think about that. So, like, if we had an issue with the PSID, which is the communication line, the one-wire circuit, and it shorted out. Usually it's just a bunch of diodes over here that burn up, or the power management chip. But if it's that, I mean, I have a donor board probably that I could steal an EC chip from that is probably already programmed. That's a lot of probablys or maybes. Nate, is it LLM type? It is LLM type. Yes, this does use liquid metal, but it doesn't usually leak on this machine. So I'm not super concerned with it leaking. They do put there's They have a good, nice, thick barrier in there, and then they also have it where they don't put like too much. It was the M18 R1 and R2 are the ones that are just notorious for just being overflowed. Like, they had somebody who was like, this is missing a screw right here. Has this been taken apart? I'm sure it has. It was sold on eBay. But yeah, somebody was at the factory going, oh, it doesn't have enough of liquid metal. Let's squeeze another pile in here. What's going on there, parts people? Hey there, Bondo. Where does it step the 122 operating voltage? 120 to the operating voltage. 20 volts goes in, and then it uses the 20 volts throughout the entire machine on this one. A lot of them will run on battery voltage, and so it will create a 12.6 or 13.6 and run the whole laptop off of that. All right, and the motherboard is out. Let me take a look around real quick. It's not super dirty, which is nice. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh God, you're freaking kidding me, dude. What the what? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I'm just kind of like looking around for a second. Does anyone see something suspicious? It is so, what the what am I talking about? Like, I don't even understand it. Let me know if you see it. Let me know if you see it, dude. It's so messed up. It's so weird. Woo! Okay. On the top, it's right here. It's in the view. What are people doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? Do you see it? Do you see it? Does anyone? I see. Standard, you got it. You got it. Look at this. This is feng shuied. What? They're like, do it. You have to make it point west to east. You have to make it. You have to relax it. It has to be relaxed in order for it to function properly. I'm telling you, someone is messing with me. Someone is messing with me. Why are people sending me weird stuff like this? Like it's all a punked thing. I'm being punked. I would say that is a little bit out of place. But you're doing it slowly. You're doing it bellissimo, and you put it to the side. Someone tried to flash the BIOS freestyle way. This is what you call a real raw dog. Is it even attached? I mean, it has to be attached. You know what? Maybe the DC jack being shorted out made it jump off the board. Have you ever tried to flash the BIOS? So I think our problem is here. There's actually a gouge across that. It's not too big. That's what she said. Okay. Let's see. So what do we do next? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take this off, take the heatsink off. Let's just see what disaster we have underneath here. What mad scientist has been working here. We have a mad scientist, I tell you. Crazy Nate's M18 R1 eBay repair factory. Round one, fight. All right, let me take this off of here. I mean, I don't even, this is, okay. Well, and I know that the repair shop has sent it to me. He sent me tons of stuff. He wouldn't have done that. He also would have mentioned it. Yeah, and we still have our liquid metal on here. And it's not doing too bad. Glue it, Santa. Oh, glue. All right, so let's look at the liquid metal. Looks okay. It's within the barrier. See how this one has a really nice thick barrier? It's very foamy and has some height. Now, it's been a little splattery, but it's probably because I took the heatsink off and put it back on multiple times, but we need to still look for some liquid metal, some LLM. We need to look for that stuff. We also need to look for blown components. So physical inspection is needed for sure. Let me set the heatsink out of the way here. Oh, this needs a good visual inspection. Okay, so this is going to be one of the lower end. This may be a 30 or 4080. Might be a 4080. We're missing a couple of RAM. Because I think the 4070 has a lot smaller die than that. Over here's where our input MOSFETs are. Got a set of 4 of those guys. Current sensor resistor, charging coil, another set of MOSFETs. There's our power management chip. So our power management chip is not blowed. It looks good. It looks very nice. So could our issue only be someone messing with the BIOS? You're like, my DC jack is broken, so let's mess with the BIOS. What? It's proper nice, proper nice. It's a proper nice gasket. Let's see what else we got. All right, so here's our chipset power, I think. There's the BIOS again. I'm sorry, I can't even hold it in. I don't understand. How can someone think that that was correct? How can they think that's correct? I don't. Oh, okay, sorry. I'll just straighten my face here. This is the easy chip. It's the. There's the 3 volt and 5 volt power rails. Oh, you gotta, I don't even know. Chesty, thanks for the sub for 6 months. You're my boy, Chesty. All right. So all of it looks fine. I don't see anything major wrong here. Do you think we could just reflow this and it fixes the issue? I mean, what is this? What do we think here? Do we need to program it? Something seems askew with that BIOS. That's a good one. Soldering with a hairdryer. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they were, I mean, I don't even see, I mean, I see a little bit of flux or something, but that, oh, is it super glue like you were saying? It almost does look like glue. Is that a hole? Is that a hole? Holy schmites. That's a hole. No, it's not. It's glue. Never mind. It's an optical illusion. This is hot glue, bro. This is hot glue. This is hot glue. This is hot glue. This is hot glue. Oh my God, this is hot glue. They hot glued the BIOS chip on. Dude. Okay, all right. So now it's all coming together. Now it's coming together. So if you hot glue something, this is never hot glue anything into a gaming laptop because these machines run so hot. The hot glue will melt, people. It's in its name. It's in its name. For BIOS realignment fun. Thank you, Groves. Oh my gosh. So that would make sense that maybe they got it lined up. Maybe the machine even turned on. I don't know. Maybe it turned on, but then it just started surfing because it got so hot. What? You mean there's something wrong with it? That's a drunken repair. Drunken repair. Okay, let's get our game plan together. Let's get our game plan. I don't even know what to think today. I don't even know. Hot glue starts to melt at 50C. This thing runs, I mean, this whole board will get to 50C, no problem. Check your donor board to see if this is the correct BIOS chip. It should be a 25Q256JV. I don't know, that's my guess. Let's see what we got here. What we got. So here's a board. Okay. Manhandle this board here. I don't have to worry about anything because we have we have hot glue holding it in place. Oh, we got a new board member, Trucker. Or thank you so much, Truckin'. I think you're a resub though, right? Okay, so we have, this one's a 25Q256JV, and this is a 25Q256JV. At least I got pin 1 right. Look at that. Pin 1's right here. Pin 1's right there. This is gonna be messy. How are we gonna get this thing off without making a mess? Glue is cheaper flux. Glue is cheaper flux? I mean, how'd they get it off? That's kind of my next question is, like, if they were able to get it off, but they couldn't put it back on, how did they get it off? So we just let it realign itself with the glue? I don't even, this is crazy. Guess what pins that chip is connected to? Well, yeah, it's probably shorting across some other stuff here. All right, here we go. Let's see what it does here. I probably should use some trash tweezers. Oh my gosh. Don't tell us you've never repaired anything liquored up. I have never actually been liquored up while I've worked on these things. All right, because, oh, it's a customer machine. I guess I've done plenty of stuff at home with my own little stuff, but, oh my God, this is crazy, dude. Does anyone need any hot glue? I can send it over. We'll send over this blob here. It's hot glue. It's hot glue. It's hot glue. I mean, when you said glue, I was just thinking like, oh, super glue or something. No, this is hot glue. This is so hot glue. Yeah, so I got to think about, so if I put like a tissue paper down on it or something, right? Then I can melt it and have it stick to that, right? Kind of like ironing on something. I'm trying to think. Paper towel. Acetone. Oh, I don't want to put acetone on here. Acetone seems like it works. I mean, I can do isopropyl will kind of make it come unstuck, right? It's well insulated. This isopropyl's on here. I'm just going to try to have it come undone here. And I think I just want to put a new BIOS chip on there. Are y'all okay with that? Or should we try to salvage the old one? I don't really feel like messing with that. Unless y'all want to see if the old one has something on it still. Do I really care about the person's BitLocker key? No, because this is an eBay repair. IPA worked just fine. It worked just fine. So now y'all know. Oh, you know what we should do? We should see if we can hot glue it back on again. So new BIOS chip, concurrence there. IPA worked really well. It sure did. A little black horse flux on here. Make it real pretty. Concur with the new chip. Because I have a plethora of new chips. And I do know what a plethora is, so it works out. I do. All right, got my autograph toothbrush here. Using my own autograph toothbrush. It's funny, I made a bunch of these. All right, there we go. So that's ready. Let's just grab a new BIOS from something. 256JV, a Q. Q. What's the just difference between a Q and an R? That's the real question. I don't really know. I don't know. We'll just take one of these. These are 9500, XPS 9500s. Should have plenty of those to steal from. Here we go. I can take it off the other donor board, but the other donor board doesn't have any parts. Oh, no, it does have parts taken off of it. Okay. Cool, I'll just steal this one off this board. So this one already has stolen parts, so that means I can steal it off of here. Look at the CPU on that. There's a crack right down the middle of the CPU. All right, so that's the chip we're going to take. The Q comes before the R. Ooh, you guys really know how to give me a real answer. Because I see these things mixed in, the Q's and the R's, and sometimes if the Q's not there, I just use R. I don't really care. I just kind of like do it, and it works fine, so I don't know. Yours is the old one. Yeah, maybe I'll put it on the wall. I'll frame it. The first BIOS chip that has been hot glued on the board in existence. Maybe I'll auction it off for charity. Oh God, I can't believe that. Okay, here's our brand new BIOS chip. Now this BIOS chip already has a programming on it, but you know what? That's not good enough for us because I'm gonna put a nice, clean BIOS on there that has no service tag or anything like that, so we can program it. So let me put that on there. So I need to put it in this little reader, program it. Make it a giveaway, really? We'll do a giveaway. All you have to do is, let's see, what can we do? How can we do giveaways? I know people do them like, put a message in the chat or do something. Yeah, it might just be a message in the chat. And I can randomly pick a chat question, a message. Okay. All right, so this is our old one. And then we have this one in the programmer. Okay, let's turn all this off, get this out of the way. I need to retin the pads. Whenever I take them off there, I generally don't have to. I retin the pads on the board already. This one should be okay, but we'll see. You might be right. You might be onto something. Let me pull this up here. All right, what am I doing? Okay, so I want to see if it's detected. And 256Q, JV, it's a Winson, WSION. And I don't care what contents are on here because who cares? So I'm just gonna load a BIOS on here that's fresh and so clean. So let me find one that I've already made. Clean ME. Good. That'll work. That'll work. There we go. It's going. Who cares? That's a Northwest repair thing. You know, who cares? It works. Save the old BIOS. This BIOS that is on my donor board. So I'm not saving the old BIOS on the donor board. The customer's BIOS is still sitting here. It's right here. I could tape it to the inside of their palm wrist, and then they can have it on the way back. But it's an eBay laptop anyway. Oh, you know, who cares? What models of boards support hot glue? We care, we care. Oh, it's a snot glue. Yeah, seemed very snotty. Snotty. See how much faster it is? Look, without me having to have any hands, it's failed. After all that, let's try it again. For science. What about the M18 R1 from the video on 4.4? What do you do what do you think of the Mac OS 12 on a Latitude E7450? I didn't know you could put Mac OS on there. The other laptop from 4.4, that laptop actually was repaired in December. And I did talk about this on Wednesday, but there was I think 55 minutes in or something like that, there was a resistor that went sideways. It actually, if you look at those pads, all those pads are all the same, so it didn't matter actually. It went sideways and didn't matter, but the board was bad. There was nothing we could do. I sent it back to him in December at some point. So it was an older one. Okay, Q is a 256. Oh, it's 66 megahertz versus 133 megahertz. Oh. Root, thank you for that. Okay, so it has more gigawatts. It can run at higher speeds. Okay. Well, that's why those R's always give me a hard time. R, like the pirate, you see. 85C too. Do you think that it would work better? Do you think the R would have been a better BIOS to reuse with hot glue? What do you think about that one? Is Pen 1 correct on the board? The Pen 1, there's a marking on the board, and the actual BIOS was hot glued in the right orientation, so you got to give them something, right? Do you have a Dell 7390? I have 7390 parts on their website. Soren's laptop, he loves hot glue. Well, he puts it in the screen hinges and things like that. I'm fine with that because that's away from the heat, unless it's blowing the heat out the back onto the hinges like a XPS. But yeah, hot glue works really well for certain applications. It is generally my favorite glue because it's pretty fast, but not for BIOS chips. I would have flipped it twice. Oh, total punk job. Yeah, somebody's messing with me, I'm telling you. All right, it's programmed. The reason why I had to reprogram it is because sometimes it doesn't have a good connection. I just kind of press down. I have to press a little bit harder on this area right here to get it to work. But we are good to go. So this is a fresh BIOS that I'd already programmed, pre-programmed, or made back, I don't know, I work on these things all the time. Let's not get them mixed up. So let's solder this one on here. Soldered. Oh my gosh, that's like so much work. So much work. 5403 is a good one. 5403, what is that? All right, so you can see this. We have pin 1 here. That's this little triangle. It's pointing to pin 1. There's pin 1 right there. We just set it down like that. Boom. It's so easy. Sold her. That's right. You've taught me this before. I have to say the word sold, and then I have to say her. Sold her. But it's still just so much work. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Does that look like it's been sold heard? Hopefully they haven't been doing any EC chip shenanigans, because that looks like there's something under there. It may just be residual from me cleaning a second ago, but I don't know. Knowing this laptop, I've been punked. You've been punked, I tell you. Oxidation. So we're about to clear all that oxidation off now. There we go. So I'm going to wait for these to get nice and shiny. There you go. You see how it shined up? And now we'll come in with the chip, put it back down. This is a totally different chip from the original one. And then once we get it lined up, there we go. Nice. Nice. All goals have been achieved on Twitch. You're my boy, Primus. Thank you. Thank you. We had 2,300 followers. We have 97 subscribers on Twitch right now. If we had 3 more, we would have 100. Only 3 more subscribers on Twitch will get us 100. All right, let's clean up our work. Soldered. Yeah, soldered. I'm fine with soldered. I can do that because that's how I say it. Or sautered. I either put a T in it or D, whatever I feel like. Whatever the day it is, however much twang I want to put on it. I don't speak with too much of a twang for being in Texas, growing up in Texas. Okay, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Exclamation point Twitch. It's Dell. It's Parts People is the Twitch handle there. You can see it at the top, above my face right here, right there. Okay. So we'll do this under the thermal camera. What we should see happen is the CPU coming on, and then all these power stages and all this power rails and all this stuff come up. You ready? That's what we should see. All right. Here we go. Oh, Twitchers are coming in hot. Twitchers are coming in hot. Welcome. Thank you, Hinged. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. We have it plugged in. I'm about to plug, well, I'll plug in the power. Let me reset the power meter. Oh, there's not much to reset, but we'll reset it. Okay, y'all ready for this? 3, 2, 1. 0.01, 0.02. That's all it takes. So this was the BIOS had nothing to do with it. It's doing exactly the same thing. Well, interesting. Got some gifted subs. Thank you. Whoa, hey, we're up to 103 on Twitch. Thank you. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Let's see, where'd that chat go? is working for free. Wait, is free for working on latitude 7450 works. That's interesting. I wouldn't mind trying out that. Thanks for the cheer. Thanks for the cheer. Okay, so this still isn't working. Now we have to start tracing down power rails and power, you know, where the power is going. We need to figure out what's coming up and running. So the BIOS was not the issue. I put a brand new BIOS on here so we can wipe that out of there. You might be right with the EC chip because we do have a little bit of shenanigans there with the EC chip. I don't have an EC chip to put on there off that donor board. I might have one on another board, but because I can't program them, it has to be already pre-programmed and working. But what I want to do next is I need to start measuring where the voltage is going, right? So our DC jack comes to these MOSFETs first, so let's figure if it comes over here. We need to see if our 3 volt and 5 volts are coming up, see if we have shorts on the board, see if we have any other broken chips. We didn't see anything like that, any burnt chips or broken chips, but... Oh, do you have a wife? Yes, I've been married for 19 years. About 2 weeks ago was our 19 years. Okay, let's plug it back in. We'll just take some measurements and figure out if we have any weird stuff going on. So DC jack is plugged in, and so let's measure. I believe it comes through. Where's it come through at? On the other side of the board. Need to see some vias here. I don't see the vias per se. You would actually see a line of inductors too. Am I missing it? I thought they came in right here. Well, let's measure over here anyway. Congrats on 19 years. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So we got 19.8 going through there, 19.8 coming out, 19.8, oh, 19.3. I don't like that. Why do we have a voltage drop? This should be 19.8 all the way across. So we have a voltage drop across these. So we could have a bad MOSFET, but let's just keep going. 19.3. And then this is probably the battery charge current area. So let's go ahead and measure our power management chip here. See what voltages we have. So on this, this is hard. I need to rotate this. It's gonna be hard to measure on these pins here. Let me rotate this. Right here. Let's do that. It's gonna be a little easier for me. Gritty, thanks. Oh wait, some glue, anything else? Anything else glued? Ah, that's a good question. Did they glue the EC chip on? That'd be funny, because the EC chip looks a little bit, has this stuff around it, almost looks like flux around it, but I don't see glue coming out. That'd be funny if they glued that on there. No. Okay, yeah, I unplugged the power meter just now. Just while I was messing with that just now. Okay, so it's plugged back in. All right, so we'll continue on again. All right, so I want to measure voltage on our power management chip. All right, this is very tiny, so I need to make sure not to slip. So this should be 20 volts on this pin, 19.5. Again, I don't like that voltage drop because we should actually have 19.8 on that pin. And then the second pin should be 5 volts. And we got 1.9. So there's our issue right there. So we should have 5 volts coming out here to power up all the other chips. And so that's messed up. And then this, what is it, 9552. So I think it's this pin should be our AC detect. Or is it this one? I think it's this one. So our AC detect's not detecting an AC adapter. Okay. Well, we got a little bit further. I don't know. We still don't know what's going on. So here's the area you need to check. We need to actually measure to see if we have a short on our PSID pen because we knew that we did have a blown up PSID. Oop. I just flipped it over with the, let me take this liquid metal off of here. Just flip this over and I don't want to get liquid metal all over my desk. Oh, I don't want to clean liquid metal. I hate it. I hate cleaning liquid metal. Maybe I should just put tape over it. Yes, that's a good idea. That's what I'm going to do. Just going to put tape over it, and that way we don't have to deal with that. I've never been married. Got a short, might have a short. We haven't measured for any shorts yet, but having our VDD, which is a 5 volt line that powers our other chips that we need, it's kind of like a LDO. That being at 1.9. We should see something getting hot somewhere if it's a short on that. But we could still just have a bad power management chip. Anyone else buffering? Hope not. I haven't had any drop frames since I had one. Oh, I had 76 drop frames earlier. Huh. I was going to say I've never had any drop frames since I went to the gig fiber. Fiber! Good evening from Nigeria. Good evening. Good evening to you. All right. Okay. Yeah, so maybe I just dropped a couple frames for a second. Hopefully everything is back and running. All right, let me flip it over. What I wanted to check was the PSID pin, and I want to see if we have a short or something weird on that, and to see if we have our 3.3 volts on there too. Or it actually should be 0.8 on this one whenever it negotiates, but it should start at 3.3. So first we'll just do continuity mode, and it's always going to be on the ground side. So if this is ground, wait, where's ground? These are ground. And so this should be the PSID pin, I believe. I do believe. It's a fuse. It's never a fuse on this stupid machine. Believe me, I would love it to be fuses. So I don't see a short there. Now I'm going to plug it in and I'm going to measure the voltage on that line. But considering the DC jack is completely shattered and it probably sent 19 volts to this, I want to see it be 3.3 for a second and then drop down to 0.8. Well, it's 2.9. All right, let me go thermal. Going thermal, looking to see if we have something weird, and I do not see anything. So a lot of this stuff is reflections, that's why I'm moving it around a lot. Now we could see, what's this? Okay, that's gonna be the 3 volt and 5 volt power rail. So are those things on? Are those on? So that's the 3 volt and 5 volt power rail controller. Those aren't on. All right, so they're not on, but it's warm. So right here, you see it warm? But they're not on. You see that? That's a sign. That's a sign. What else do we have that's warm? So that was the 3 and 5. This is the EC chip. It's not on. It should be on, but it's not. What else do you see? Voltmeter, no visible. My voltmeter was no visible? Oh, whenever I did the split view. Yeah, you're right. On split view, for some reason, I never put it up there. I need to deal with that. I always forget at the end of the stream. I'm like, I need to fix that scene. What's this over here? Is that just a reflection? It's a reflection. All right, so the thing that I see that looks suspicious, I mean, we have this. What's that? That's a diode or something? No, I don't. There's some sort of MOSFET or something. That's this thing right here. Something is hot glued, I tell you. The 5X is a wreck. Man, I know these wrecks or Rijeks. How do you say that? Richex? I just say them wrecks. I call them wrecks. Whatever. They wreck my life. Now you're telling me, Lead Farmer, so a 5x equals is just a 5x equals, right? So I could actually just replace it with any 5x equals, and so the code after that's a date code, and then the code below it, is that anything specific? Does the C23 mean anything? So rich tech, okay. Rich tech. But does the C23 mean anything? Did the board get dismantled? It was purchased on eBay. You answer that question. eBay laptops are so much fun to deal with. Okay, so C23 is the date code. So then what's the 9G? Does the 9G matter? I thought so. From my understanding, the 5x equals is it. That's all I need, right? And so that would mean that it's a 3 volt and 5 volt regular and it's done, right? So I can grab any 5X equals off of any board and it should just plug it in and work. I don't need to get it off the exact same board. Because I can tell you right now that these are going to be missing on all these boards. They're just going to be missing. They're going to be all over the place. 9G brings back memories in math class. Yes, 5X are all the same. Okay, lead, if we explode this board. Whoa. I want to show you something. We have something weird going on over here. Let me see how I switch cameras. Let's do this camera. Look at this. My power meter is off on my screen. My power meter screen is off, but I have it still going through the app. What does that mean? I'm going to reset it. I don't understand what's going on here. So I just unplugged it. I'll plug it back in. So my display is done. This display just went out. LCD blew. Well, I have it on 24 hours a day, every single day. It doesn't matter. We're just using the actual screen on the computer anyway, but it don't matter. Wait, the charger's out. Y'all told me that. I think someone said that. Look, it's back on. So I just plugged it back in with my other charger. I have a 240 watt. So my 330 shorted out. When did it short out? So that's what someone was saying earlier. Interesting. Okay, so now we're back up and working. So if I plug it in, is it shorting? No? What? Could someone tell me when that happened? That involves people like rewinding and telling me stuff, but 9 to 5 coefficient, it's a Fahrenheit scale, yes. That's exactly what I was thinking. It's 1.8. 1.8 is the conversion factor between the two scales. So when did this thing turn off? So G is a ghost in the machine. All right, I'm going to measure again just to make sure that we have all that correctly working, but I don't understand why it shut off. So we have what is going on? Why? Why is it not charging or measuring? 19.8. Hey, we actually have 19.8. 1.9, and again, no AC detect. All right, and then the 3 volt and 5 volts are over here. And we got nothing, and then going thermal. I'm just kind of going through this again because I don't know what the heck's going on. Anyway, so yeah, we have heat here, but we don't have 3 and 5. And that actually ties to this chip right here that's trying to power it, the VDD. And it's supposed to have 5 volts out, but it only has 1.9. So I think that that chip may be bad. So I'm just going to change that chip out, but we just need to find one on the board. Oh, LDO 3 and 5 are always on. I think the 330 might be starting another issue from another stream. And my 330 I have wired, plugged into some outlet way over there. My 240 that I have right here too, because I have them both wired up here, I have it on a switch, so if it ever shorts out, I can just press the button and re-trigger it. I have to climb under my desk to reset that one, so I'm not going to deal with that. We're not going to worry about it. So let's see if we can find a 5x equals. 5x equals is what we need. But I don't have one on this board. A lot of these boards will have something similar at least, but I'll start with just the same board. But not all these have parts taken off. So this one already has it taken off of there. This one doesn't have it. And here's this is an X17. An X17, 3 and 5's right here, so I think the chip would be in the middle. Come on, give me a 5x equals. That's not one. Texas Instruments. This one's going TI. This one's going TI only. Ti or nothing. So this is the problem. You have to kind of dig around. Unless I bought, did I buy some? Probably should buy some. Did I buy any? I feel like did I buy something? That would be easier. It'd be just too easy if I bought them. Because I do go through enough. C23, okay, so that's the 3rd February of 2010. No. Can't be 2010. Seems like it'd make more sense to be the 23rd, 2023, because this machine came out in 2023. Right? The date code on the board. No, it's not this one, it's this one. I don't know what the date code is, but about 2023 or 2024 would make more sense. Maybe 2020. Yeah, if you're just saying it's the year is the 2 part? No. All right, do we have to search schematics now? That's what I don't like, is having to search schematics. Let's see if I can find something newer. Maybe this one. What's gonna have it on there? What's gonna have it on there? Bro, 5X. Find me a chip. You know what it would be really cool is if there's a way to search all the schematics for that chip to tell me what board has it. Unless you can tell me what board has it. Okay, so it's an RT56575 5X dual channel synchronous DC to DC step down controller. Blah 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 blah. What's on pin 7 of the 5X? Pin 7. Let's see. You get pin 7. You get pin 7. Pin 7. Nothing. No tengo nada. No tengo. Unless I have a bad ground. Let me get a better ground here. Yeah, nothing. Nothing. Let me measure for shorts around here. We haven't even measured for shorts, actually. Idiot. God. What are you doing? I watched you fixed another laptop. Dan, thank you for that donation. I appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to switch over here to continuity mode. I don't think we ever poked any of these things, did we? Chipset. 20 ohms. 3 volt, 5 volt. Oh. So we got 80 ohms, 90 ohms. That seems pretty low. 100 ohms on there. That's bad. On the 3 volt or 5 volt, I don't know which one it is. Flexboard View has a search for all PDF folders. Really? Take off the darter board. Yeah, we could have a short on the daughter board. Good point. But you could flex search. Oh, really? That'd be nice. Okay, let me see. Let me just make sure this is still the same. 175. So it's still going up. So there must be something weird on that one. Okay. Let me see if I can search. You're saying Flexboard View can actually search. I'll post a video later about Paul showing how it works. That'd be helpful. I guess he puts a lot of options in here that I just didn't know there exists. Okay, so find a part via schematics. Search for string, and do we have a folder in here? Select schematics folder. Okay, how deep? And then am I searching for 5X equals, or am I searching for the Realtek? Probably searching for that Realtek chip number, right? Which is what? It was in here somewhere. This number? And should I do a 5x equals also? I don't know. Sounds good to me. Does that look good? Or am I going to go crazy? Do more than 3 deep? I don't know. That's pretty deep. How deep are we supposed to go? Folder. I only have 1 folder depth on mine, so they're all in the same folder. All my schematics. Because I don't organize it like most people. I have all my schematics in 1 folder, and I have all my board views in another folder. And that's it. I don't have anything like folderized all the way across. So, some use a zip. I don't have a zip, anything zipped either. All right, I'm just going. We're going for it. Do it! Go, Forrest, go! Go through all those. Tell me which board to get it off of, please. Nice. I probably shouldn't show all that contraband here. I'm going to not show that. I don't want anybody coming after me for that. We'll just look at my pretty face. We'll just wait for that to search. Just a few more minutes. Through my phone. Oh, man. What chip are we looking for? We're looking for this chip, which is... It's also the 5x equals. I'm just trying to figure out what board it's on so we can go find it. Usually finds it within 2 minutes. Man, this is like living the dream. Because what I've done before in the past is just kind of went to random schematics and I'm like, okay, this board's similar. Let's go ahead and search on there to see if it has that chip on there. John Deere had to pay $98 million. That's a lot of millions for a right to repair. God, they really want people to not fix anything. It's crazy. Pin 20 is enable. Okay, let's take a look. While that's going, pin 20 is enable. So pin 20. Pin 20 is right here. Got nothing. Again, we got nothing, but this chip's hot. So, or it's not hot, it's warm. So, oh, you found something on a controller on a latitude 5400. Latitude 5400, really? Okay. Sorry, no pin 20. 1 hour, 11 minutes, mark of power loss. Yes, exactly. Although we had fun at that first 20 minutes in or whatever it was. Okay, so we need to find, I can't believe it's Spear. That seems like too low of a board, 5370. So I got no hits on my search. What does that mean? Substring, do I need to add some more? So line left. So maybe I should put this in all the fields? Like that? I don't know. Detection radius. Okay, you got 2 entries. Okay, so let's see what entries. So 5420 series. So let's do that one. 5420 is a K459. So I should have some 5420s right here. I think this is, nope. This one. L591. L591. 19. 5420s. What else you got? I can't believe those small Inspirons will have that. That's what I don't really understand. We have a huge Alienware laptop that has big 3 and 5 volt power rails, and then you're putting this little tiny chip on it from a stupid Inspiron. 2020 model. I don't have tons of Latitude boards here. We usually don't save them because I don't fix them that often. These are all Latitude boards, but a lot of these are older. 5400. M401, what do you got? What else? No, I don't have any HP laptops, only Dell and Alienware. Just 5 equals X, not RTXX. Remove the 5X. I did remove the 5X. So all I have in there now is this. And look, it did find stuff. There we go. That's what we're talking about. M18, 5590s. Okay, I got some 5590s. 9700, perfect. There's 9700 right here. You want 9700? I got 9700. I got those. Let me see if I can find a good 9700 board. There we go. Okay, that's a lot easier. When it comes up with models that are like semi have power actually involved in it. All right, so let's see if we can find it on this board. Dell owns HP. What? You're saying owns like pwns? They owns them. 3 and 5 volts are where on this board? I think they're right here. So it'd be right there. We got a J or a 7J equals. I would say a 20 would be more like it. This is 9700 is an older machine. So a 9720 would make more sense because that would be a 2022 and it's right around the same year. So let's do a 20 instead. 3 volt and 5 volt are where? Where are you? Where art thou? They're on the edges, that's right. Dude. Don't see it. The new magic trick. It's Dell's fault. All right, let me get one of those 5590s instead. $75.90, $55.90 would be this. I think it's one of these boards. What board is it? G3 $35.90. I feel like it's one of these. Oh my gosh! Open board view and search. Yeah, this is. I've done this game before where I'm like, okay, let's just search for 25 years to try to find a freaking chip to change it out. And it's probably not even the right chip. We're probably just like wasting our time. You know what I should do? Here, I got an idea. Because since we are kind of just wasting time and we're probably killing the audience here, I'm going to take a board that, like I have a couple M18s here that I don't classify as donor boards because they kind of work. Let's just steal the chip off of it. And I'll make a note that I just need to replenish it. How's that? Is that a good verdict? Is that a good compromise? I'll take one for the team. So we'll have to take one for the team on this one. So this one, let's see which one I want to do it on. All right, we'll do this one. So this one has a strange 2.7 error. Oh wait, not that one. Where'd it go? All right, here we go. This one has a strange LCD not detect error. And I haven't been able to figure it out, but I'm like, oh, I'll just figure it out later. And so I haven't been able to figure it out, and we'll probably never figure it out for right now. But anyway, I could always just put a new chip on there. So I'll get some ordered, and we will just do it that way. So let me pull this one off of here. So first we're going to pull the customers off, okay? Now we're only guessing it's this chip because this chip's getting hot. We're missing our full voltage here. Now we could have actually just changed out the power management chip first, right? But because this chip, the VDD, the 5 volts is supposed to come out, is actually a lower voltage, and this chip's getting hot over here, but it's not producing anything. It was making me think that that's bad. Now, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun over here. Does anyone think that I'm being kind of stupid and not changing this first? Hot glue on old chip. Well, on which chip? To do the donor. Oh, just take it over, right? Hot glue old chip to the donor board. That'd be funny. Yeah, let's just take off this chip, and we're gonna put it back on my donor board with hot glue. But anyway, does anyone think that I should replace this chip first and then replace this? Or should I just go to this one first? I mean, I'm just kind of trying to think. It's always the EC first. Oh, and I have an EC chip too. We could also take an EC chip off this one too. I guess we have everything. We've been doing thermal for a while. Hold it down. There's no short. Replace it first. Always start it upstream. Always start upstream. So upstream would be change this one first, right? So intercell is getting the 19 volts, but it's not getting the 5 volts. The 5 volts is 1.9 volts. And so we got the 5x, 5 times. Premise says the power management chip, then the EC chip. So you think it's less like, I've replaced so many of these 5 volt chips, that's why I don't have any. So that's why I'm kind of like, might be that. But we don't know. We don't know. I'm fine checking. I mean, we can just do one at a time. It doesn't really matter. It's just like, takes 2 seconds. You know what I mean? We can go bam, bam, bam. We could change all 3 of them and then not even like figure out how it happened or what's going on. 5x first for science. All right, so we should glue them all. Try the intercell first. Okay, so ISL looks like upstream is kind of going to be the way to go. And we spent a lot of time doing a little side tour, but you're right. Let's just change this out. I have no problem doing that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, tweezers, get some smell protection on. This is, also with the broken DC jack, this could have been the issue the whole time, but I've done this before where I've like changed it out and it ends up being downstream from it because it's, having issues with powering whatever chip's plugged into, and the fact that it is warm over there is making me think that, but again, it's like sometimes you take the clues from other repairs and then you mix them with this repair and then that becomes the wrong answer. So 5X, pin 12, and 13 are out. Well, there's nothing out of those chips. I'll tell you right now. All right, so we'll grab that one off of there. So that was the bad one. We're going to make a bad pile here, although bad quote unquote. And here's our good one. Now this board that I'm taking it off of works. It actually powers on. It just gives a 2.7 error. It will work on external monitor though. So this thing works on external monitor. You can just never get a screen display. I think I know how to fix that now. So that's why I don't want to really destroy this board. But at the time, I couldn't figure out what was wrong with this one. But I have had something similar since and I've figured it out. Wrong answer. What temp are you using with my hot air? Whatever is enough. Whatever is enough. So it's hard to tell you what's temperature, but I am using 450 at 60% air. But I have a smaller nozzle and I have my temperature delta kind of cranked in order to even get up to that temperature. So you have to kind of think about what your gun can do, because I'm not actually getting that on the board, that temperature on the board. So it's kind of hard to tell you that. Come on, dude. There we go. You guys want any flux? Flux in there. Check for all missing components around the BIOS. Oh, that's a good idea. They might have hot glue floated away. There we go. Maybe we should install it like that. Do you think that would look good? It will match the BIOS chip. Match the BIOS chip. So we leave all those pins merged together there. Just enough. What desk do you use as a work desk? So I bought out a company that was like in, let's see, what were they doing? They were some sort of tech company that filed for bankruptcy, and I bought it in like 2008 or something, 2010 maybe. And but I bought all their workbenches and their soldering supplies and all that stuff. And so the workbench is like this metal adjustable desk, and it's grounded, comes with grounding pads and all that stuff, or grounding, whatever, it's metal. And so then I have to put this rubber mat on here, this plastic and rubber and all that stuff in order to keep it from me shorting to the board or to the desk or whatever. But, okay. Hair dryer. We need to pull up my hair dryer, man. Where we're going, we need a hair dryer. That's what I'm talking about, man. Get the Boomhauer to pull his hair dryer out. It has all the cool stuff. Got all the cool stuff, man. Yes, the hot glue is still. This is my new BIOS chip. We took off the hot glue chip. So this is a different BIOS chip altogether. I have their hot glue one over here off to the side. If everyone, I don't know if everyone's on the same page with us on that, but now we have a new power management chip. Brand new, never been used before. So let's see what it does now. If this turns on, I'm gonna freak out because I feel like we wasted hours. Hey, we had a little bit more drop frames. Hour and 37 minutes, go. All right, so again, this board should turn on automatically. How does someone use hot glue to desolder BIOS? That's what my question was. That is the crux of my dilemma, is like, how did they get it off? Now, did they just like pop it off or something? Because they had to have gotten it off. And then they're like, well, maybe they're, maybe it's like this. Their hot air station broke after they took it off and they couldn't, or something, right? Or maybe they borrowed one to take it off. Maybe they bought it and the BIOS chip was just included. It had to be a joke. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Ready? Do we want thermal? Go thermal, please. We need thermal. All right, so we're gonna plug it in. If we see the CPU light up, then we're good to go. 3, 2, 1. Powered in, plugged in, still doing exactly the same thing, okay? And we still have, wait, oh, that's the EC chip is on. That's the EC chip right there. That was not on earlier. Okay. Do we have something different? Do we have something different? I'm confused. Don't be confused. Don't be confused. All right, let's see if we have our 5 volts now. That's what we're missing. We're missing 20 volts and we're missing 5 volts. So there's our 19.9, and then this second one should be 5 volts. What? We have 5 volts now? Okay. We have 5 volts now. So it was that, but it's a combination of things, I tell you, because it's still not on. So what about our AC detect is working too? Nice. So now let's see if we have our 3 and our 5 volt power rails. I doubt it, but who knows? This might be one of those things where it's like a catastrophic chain reaction. 3.3 and 5 volt are working. Well, I'm sure I'm glad we did not change that out first. Who was the smart person again? All right, let's do some shout outs. Who said power management chip first? You get a shout. You get a shout. You get a shout. Premise, I know Premise did it. Oh, we should reflow the EC. Let's do that. Upstream. Yep, so Phoenix did some upstreaming. So Premise put his hand up. All right, let's reflow the EC chip. If that doesn't work, we'll replace the EC chip. But the EC chip is on now. And with oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. Does it charge the battery? Let's see if it charges the battery. That would actually be a good check. Shout outs for everyone. I didn't know. Yes, I said that way back. So Thomas said it way back. So Hugo's a smarty pants too, right? Shout, 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 Greg. Nice one. CN Rails. EC on. It needs programming lightly. But the problem is I can't program it, but I have a programmer coming, so we'll figure it out. All right, I have a battery plugged in. Let's just see if it charges the battery. So it should start right there and then jump up to like 0.23 and then go to an amp or so. Give it a second. Give it a proper second. We might be missing 1.8 still, actually. Let's see, do we have 0.8, so the chipset's on now. Chipset's on. We got 1.8. We got 1.8, we got 3.3, we got 5 volts. It's not charging the battery. We've already replaced the BIOS chip. What could it be? What could it be? It's the EC chip. So now it's the EC chip for sure. Yeah. All right, so EC chip, embedded controller, right? So it's just a microcontroller running a loop of code, like 160 kilobytes or less or more. I don't know what size this one is. But it's really just checking GPIOs, inputs, outputs, is communicating with a bunch of different chips, but it's actually responsible for starting the board, turning on the power supplies, turning on, making sure things are okay. And if it's having a bad piece of programming on there, or someone has messed with it, then it won't work and the board won't start. And since we had the BIOS chip hot glued onto the board, and we have this suspicious discoloration around this chip here, or that almost looks like flux, or it could be hot glue for all I know. Let's pull this chip off. Let's take a look underneath. This is a BGA package, so it's going to have a bunch of balls under there. It's not the worst chip to reball. It's not the best chip to reball. Yeah, the EC chip is like a starter on the car, right? Or more like the solenoid on the starter, right? Because it doesn't actually start the car, but it starts the process of starting the car, right? Okay, let's pull this thing off. Where's that? The hot glue mystery incoming. So we're going to figure out, we may have hot glue underneath this. Oh. Oh. Is it? I thought we already checked this, but it does feel a little suspicious right here. What if hot glue is like the new, it's the new normal, man. It's the new glue for all that is solder related. So I barely heated this and there's stuff coming out. So there's definitely some sort of flux or something underneath there. You see how I'm barely doing anything? There should be nothing coming out underneath that. Okay? A taste test. Is there a taste test? Does hot glue have a flavor? They should almost put a flavor on it so you can detect that it's there. So I'm just going to reflow this first. So right as it starts to move, then we can tap it. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, that looks good. Did we ever look around for any missing chips around the BIOS chip? I know that was one of the suggestions. So while that's cooling off, get some focus here. All right, so those all look fine there on that edge. And this is probably a no stuff. I don't see anything weird there. All right. Does anyone want to vote on this EC chip working here? Here, maybe we'll do. Because the thing is right now, do we think the EC chip just reflowing is going to fix it, or do you think we need a new EC chip, or do you think we need new EC chip programming? It's a lot of questions. A lot of questions. Hot glue is the new choice of soda. We got rated. I didn't even notice. Hey guys, welcome. I hope you had a good stream. So we're working on an Alienware M18 R1, and this was purchased on eBay, and the guy sent it in because the DC jack was completely shattered, and so he replaced the DC jack. It didn't work. It didn't fix the issue, but we pulled it apart. The machine's not starting up even with the new DC jack, so we ended up changing out the power management chip. Now we actually are getting voltages where we need it, so the 3 volt, the 5 volt, the 1.8 are all present. The EC chip's actually firing up. We can look at it under the thermal camera and see that. But the other thing that was very suspicious is that the BIOS chip was replaced, but it was replaced and it was put on sideways with hot glue. So it totally threw us for a loop. So we put a brand new BIOS chip on here, put fresh programming on here. Now we're trying to figure out if the EC chip has been messed with the same way, having hot glue underneath it. And so we just reflowed it. So we will see, right? So let's go thermal and see if this thing powers on. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. All right, you ready? Ready? Freddy? So this thing should power on right away. We're going to pull it off afterwards. Right now, it's just a fun of science, right? Just reflowing it, see what it does. Plug it in. Plug it in. And we're just sitting there at 20 milliamps, 30 milliamps, whatever it takes. And that's not enough. That ain't enough. So let's go ahead and pull it off and do our... Probably just put a different one on, I guess. I mean, we could reball it and put it back on for science, but we can just pull it off and put a different one on that's programmed that will work. Next BIOS, wait. Next to the BIOS, are there all the resistors present? Well, that's what we just looked at, and we do see the 4 resistors here. Small vacuum help with the liquid metal instead of fighting with Q-tips. I have like a little... It depends, because if it's mixed with the... So this is element 31, which is mixed with thermal compound, and that stuff doesn't work with a vacuum. I do have a syringe that I'll suck it up with, but that's if it's by itself as like a little ball. But as for the stuff that's all in there, it doesn't... I mean, I haven't been able to figure out a way of picking up with the thermal compound. So all the resistors look good here. We'll give you a comparison here. So that's the donor board. And that's their board, donor board, their board, okay? So it all looks fine to me. But left-footed, thanks for that donation there. All right, so let's pull this EC chip off, and I guess we'll start with reball, I guess. I don't know, reball doesn't sound good. Above the BIOS label 1, above BIOS label 1, BIOS label 1. So there's no pop there. Is there supposed to be a pop right there? No stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's normal. So those look fine to me. So looking back and forth, they look fine to me. Shot back. Oh, shot back with all the suction in the world. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't tried a shot back. That seems a little bit overkill, but maybe that's what I need. Maybe that's what I need. Yeah, I wouldn't trust it. All right, so we're going to pull this one off. I don't know if it's worth just reballing this one and putting it back on, or if we should just take our donor and put it on there. Thermal bad versus thermal paste. Hot glue not equal to solder. Got it. If you've learned one thing from the stream today, is that hot glue is not the same as solder. Okay, so I'm going to pull this off. Clean pull. Why do we have a big ball right there, though? That was the prettiest pull I've ever seen. And all of them look similar sized. How is that possible, people? So maybe we have an issue underneath here. Yeah, look at that. Can you see this ball or not? I don't know. Let's see if we can get it really focused for you. There we go. That's a huge ball, but everywhere else is even, and they almost look like they're undersized. They almost look like someone had pulled this off and put it back on, and then didn't do it right. So, I don't know. That's weird. Do you see that huge... I mean, it's only that one pin. Like, all the rest of them are fine. Right? So all the rest are equal, and then even, they're all equal on here. So no compute. No compute. 5x4 left bad. Okay. 5x4 left. Are you saying this one? 5x4. That's it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, let's... God, now I'm kind of like... Now I kind of want to reball this one. Right? Because it doesn't look like there's enough solder on these. It looks like somebody had already pulled it off, put it back on. Amateur mistake. Good stuff. Good stuff for chips. Now is plumbers. All right, so you want me to take all this off, and then should I, for science, reball this and see if it works? Because it looks like somebody's messed with it, or should we just move it over, put a different one on there? Reball it, reball it, reball it. Okay. Sounds good to me. Oh. Donor is a safer test. Reball and try the same one. For science, that's for science for sure. It's a science experiment. Everything's a science experiment on this channel. All right, well, let's get this cleaned off and get this ready. No, no! All right, y'all got to put a vote up then. So vote to reball or use same chip. So just say use same chip or install new chip or whatever. I don't know. Because this is the democracy. And I'm kind of interested to know if the chip actually works. It won't take that much longer. Replace, install the same. So we have a vote up there, so you can go ahead and use your rights as a parts person watcher to vote. And I'm going to clean this off while we're at it. Here, I'll pull up the vote for you. There you go. So it looks like most people are saying reball. People like science. People love science, actually, right? And I did sell some of those shirts, those new I Probe Aliens for Science shirts. Those are going to be limited edition. I'm only going to do them for this month, and then that's it. I'm taking them down. So if y'all want one of those I Probe Aliens for Science shirts, there's a Tron edition, and there's kind of like the rock edition that's more of just like a metal shirt. And the link's in the video description if you want to check those out. We did sell a few on the last stream, and but for the month of April, I'll have them up there. But right now, I think it was like 15% off. They do a 15% off sale sometimes on my t-shirt vendor. So you voted for the reball. Well, we're going in for the reball. So that's ready to go. And now we just need to get this cleaned off and ready to go. Reball. These don't take very long to do this chip. I like the Rock edition. The Rock one's my favorite one, but only one of those have sold, and I think we sold like 15 or something of the Tron edition. So there's not going to be that many of them out in the wild, so if you want to get a limited edition shirt, you can do it. Crazy glue. It's crazy hot glue. You're doing a great job watching from India. Thank you. I'm glad you can tune in. And if this is your first stream, I've streamed twice a week, so it's Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central and Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Central. Usually around 4 hours long. What time is it? I was going to try to cut out a little early today. I'm going to take my daughter. We're going to go to the garden center. We're actually going to plant all of our vegetable gardens today. That's the goal. It is a little rainy, though. We're doing some vegetable garden stuff. So that will maybe cut it out a little bit early. Your brain is starving, your stomach is starving. I am starting to slow down. I feel like I need to have some more coffee. I start getting hot. All right, it's good enough. All right, so a reball or just a solder? This one's going to be a reball because we have to get it all the old stuff off and get it all back on. So it didn't look like there was enough solder in there. It looked like someone pulled it off and then put it back on, but maybe didn't put it off and put it back on in the right orientation. Maybe use some hot glue. I don't know, but that's why we're trying to clean it off perfectly. They used hot glue on the original install of the BIOS chip. So that's good enough. Close enough. Close enough. So let's get our jigs out. Now I'm gonna need to find a stencil. A perfect stencil. everywhere. All my stencils are way over here. I got stacks of them. For science in South Africa. Thanks for science in South Africa. That's awesome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see. So I have a lot of these multi-stencils, which are, you know, they are what they are. And I try to make notes to figure out which one it is, but because none of these, I don't have a stencil for this chip itself, but I usually just find one that fits. And I have notes, but I don't have a note for this one, I guess. So you have to kind of find one. So that one's wrong. It looked like it was right for a second. Do I put a note on any of these? Is this it? Nope. It's not going to take that long, except that I'm not prepared. So what we have to do is try to get all fresh balls on this chip here. And I have to find the right stencil for it. I swear. Is this it? It's probably this one. No? You're kidding me. I know nobody can help me with this. That's the problem. I'm like having to suffer myself. There we go. It's this one. There it is. We found it. We found it. We found it. All right, so it's this one right here. Let me clean this off. No! Bingo. A bingo ate your baby. I guess I have one of these too. All right, so now that we found it, I just got to get the stencil cleaned off. I should have been a good person and cleaned it off for myself, right? Paid it forward to myself, but notes on this, I just write notes on the stencil, but I write them in Sharpie, and then every time I try to clean this thing off, then I end up, the note wipes itself off. So that's why it doesn't work out. All right. Should we use hot glue on this? I don't even need any solder when we're doing this. We actually should just be using hot glue. Apparently, it's the new technique. Make a stencil out of hot glue. I could just use the other side of the stencil, but I'm just like, no, we'll make sure we get this clean enough here. Okay, that's good. Okay. JB Weld. Oh yeah, see I have a note here, and see it's about to wipe off. This is actually for the a different it's an MEC 5107 EC chip. And it just wiped off. All right, let's get this lined up. So I'm going to put the chip on this. This is a magnetic base. This is a little rubber pad, and I'm just going to set the chip down right here. And I usually like to put just a little bit of something on here because I have it totally dry. You put just a little bit of flux on here. You don't want much. You just want something where it's not going to not stick. There we go. All right, so this is magnetic, so whenever I set this down here, it's just going to go right on the right spot and hold itself into place. Oh, it's not the right one. Which one was it? This one? Did I already lose which one it was? This one? It's not the right one. a glue ball. That one. Okay. That only took a long time. All right, hopefully you haven't fallen asleep. So there you go. So that's what we're looking for. Woo! Man, I almost fell asleep on that one. So this will be quick and easy. So we're going to take a little bit of my solder paste here. And it's been open for like a month or 2 or 3. So it's really nice and dried out. And you're just going to smash it. Smash it in here. So we need to get all the holes really filled, and then we scrape out the extra. And do it from multiple angles is the best way of doing it. At least I found. All right. There we go. I'm a baller. Shot collar, 20-inch blades on the Impala. Okay, so I'm going to use low airspeed. Probably at like 10. I actually still have my nozzle on here. I'm not going to worry about taking my nozzle off. And I'm at 400 degrees C. Some people do it a little higher. And I don't even usually hold this one down. The chip's so small, it just will go pretty quickly. You see it bubbling up a little bit. Wax on, wax off. And now it should just go. Satisfying. There we go. I'm going to let it cool off for just a moment. And then we'll lift it off. Peel it. Peel it this way. Peel it this way. There we go. Did we get it? What is that mess there? Oh, one of our balls moved. 2 of our balls moved. What is that big blob there? Can I get that out of there? It looks like all of this moved. Look, you can see all the balls are off to the side. And they look like it didn't make full contact with the actual chip itself. Let me see if I can fix this. We'll move that over there. I might need to take those off of there. Should I just redo this one? Might be quicker to redo this. We have a couple need to fix. That's not usually a big deal, right? We have a couple missing here, though. I think they must have stuck into the thing. It was too quick. Well, in general, these are small chips. I usually don't, it doesn't matter. I don't have that big of an issue with it. But the chip itself did not, the ball did not stick to the chip very well. So, yeah, let me just redo this real quick. Real quick, but we'll do it real slow. Too much paste? Maybe. I don't know. You guys are usually smarter than me with all this stuff. We're going to spend 45 minutes trying to ball one chip that's not even going to work in the first place. Hot air? All right, we'll try this again. I usually get this in the first try. Airspeed, I was at 10, but I did have my nozzle on, so yeah, maybe I'll take my nozzle off. use different flux. I didn't even use much flux at all. I only wanted to put just a little bit on there so it could stick to the pads. But I can try something else. That was the Black Horse stuff. Okay. It usually works with salsa and chips. Oh gosh, you guys are always full of the wisecracks. You're full of it. You're full of something. No flux with paste? There's flux inside the paste, but it's so dried out that it probably isn't there anymore. It's Dave's fault. Dave's not here, man. Dave's at church. Dave's at church. Gotta clean off my mess again. So I'm gonna take my nozzle off and then we will try again. Should be better. And I'll probably maybe pay attention to the thing kind of moving around. I prefer bean dip. I love bean dip. Okay. This is my church. Oh my gosh. Well, even when it gets boring? Even when it gets boring? No. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, we'll go right there in the corner. You know, I might have shifted it when I was putting this stuff on there. So maybe I was just a little bit too relaxed on it being, or staying in the same spot. Let me put it right in the center of the magnets. I think I might have had it off to the side. All right, put it right there. Oh, that feels a lot stronger. Strong like bull. Strong like bull. Okay. Don't make him take the nozzle off. I gotta take my nozzle off. I'm gonna burn my hand though. Is that what you're saying? Use this rag. Just use a little hot glue. Oh my gosh, it's hot. The bottom side looks offset. I could be a little offset. It might just be an optical illusion. Okay. Let's try this again. Nice. Nice. I mean, it looks good to me. The only thing is that if it shifted under here and I can't tell, because that's kind of what it seemed like happened before, is it kind of shifted a little bit. The paste is too wet. I don't know, it's pretty dry. I mean, I've had wetter. I can tell you that. Reball them both at the same time. Ah, you might be onto something. I should just line them both up. I don't know, that's kind of scary to do them both at the exact same time. More stencil ads. More stencil company ads. Paste looks good. All right, we're gonna do a lower, well, we got the same airspeed. We got no nozzle though, this time. All right, still gonna look satisfying. Yeah, sometimes I let it heat up just for a little bit longer before I take it off, so maybe that's what I didn't do. You can see it all boiling out the edge. That's the stuff that's not on the chip itself. Should be getting close now. Yo, as an IT, a hardware engineer, thanks for getting me into board level repair. Well, thank you for enjoying it. Okay, here we go. Satisfaction guaranteed. Satisfaction guaranteed. Come on, baby. Okay, I'm gonna give it just a little second longer here just to make sure it like actually makes contact with the pins on there. Okay. Oh, let it cool for longer. It might be smart too. But if you let it cool too long, then it kind of sticks to the darn stencil. It makes me mad. So I usually do this for a second, and then I kind of lift it up. Blow on it. Okay. I'm gonna go slow. Okay. There we go, perfect. I don't know what happened on that first one. Maybe I did rush it like you were saying. Yeah. And we are missing we're missing a couple of them. Did they just fall off when I just moved it just now? It was perfect 2 seconds ago before I pulled it, before I moved it. Do you see how it's missing 3 balls, 4 balls? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to be able to fix those. It's just annoying because I feel like they were just all there. Stuck on the stencil. Okay, we're going to pull them out. We're going to put them in. Let me just reflow this real quick and then we'll add them in there. Where's my thingy? Should have used hot glue. I keep manhandling it. Raw dog handling it. I don't know why they don't want to stick to the thing. I didn't put a bunch of flux on it this time. Yeah, I'm missing like 5. Does this not want to go? Stay right there. Why does it not want to go? I don't really want to press down on this. Okay. Okay, let me just reflow these. Oh, look, see, some of them are still not stuck. This is crazy that these did not even stick on here all the way. Yeah, look at all those. So 1, 2, 3. So we're just going to set these here and then we'll be able to reflow it into place. It's not going to be a big deal. It's just annoying. It's just another step. And this is why the person uses hot glue. Where'd it go? My gosh, every time I poke it on one side and go to the other side to go grab it, it's not there. Still fiddling with these chips, these balls. Stop fiddling with your balls, man. Okay. Is that all of them? No, wait, need one more. One more. You get a ball. Where is it at? Right here. Oh my gosh, go, move. There we go. There we go. Thermal glue for the win. Okay. So all of them are located in the right area, and they're all happy. Now we just need to reflow this without them blowing away. Okay. Crazy Nate's reballing adventures. Well, the thing is that this is the customer's chip. It's probably bad or it has a bad programming. So this was all supposed to be for science, and now the science is kind of like I'm popping my own science bubble because this is supposed to be quick and easy. Maybe I should do something a little different on the other one because the balls don't seem to want to stick to these pads very well. So maybe I need to put a good amount of flux on the chip itself before we start, or a different type of flux. Because there you go. Now it looks pretty. Now that looks pretty. Nate, you got these balls, man. You got it. Mad respect. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Okay, so that looks good. Brand new. All right. Oh, that was fun. I'm exhausted from that. Can I get some coffee, please? Coffee. All right, I'm gonna leave this out because might need it again, right? Oh, nice job. Did you say one is off? Don't you say that to me. You're punking me. All right, is this gonna work? Let's solder it onto the board and see if the board turns on. And if it doesn't, then we get to take the chip off and then we'll just transfer over the other one that's already on there. Okay, did you need me to look at the balls one more time? Or are you guys messing with me? You guys are messing with me. That's what you're doing. Oh, that's hilarious. I went and set the chip down over here, and then I went to go wipe my hands off on this tissue, and then the chip was still stuck to my fingers and went inside the paper towel here, and it would have been in the 9th dimension. Okay, science for the win. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna put my nozzle back on. The nozzle is back on. Customer's board right here. Scrub it. You want me to scrub it? Just to prove that nothing's loose on it? No, this is proper nice. These are proper nice balls I put on here. These are proper nice balls. Look at all of them. It looks factory. They're factory balls. You can't win that ball battle. I'm balling. So this one's ready to go, and the board is ready to go, so I'm just gonna set her down, get her done, and I don't know which direction we're gonna put her in, but better than it was sold originally from eBay. A pair of pliers just fell off my desk. Okay, so pen 1's gonna be right there. Right there. You're doing fine. Wait. You're doing it fine, but tired. Oh, yeah, I am tired. Okay, here we go. Right there. That's where it's gonna go. Let's put a little bit of flux underneath it, and then we can rock and roll. Are we doing a vote or not? Whether this is going to fix it? Better than hot glue for sure. Better than hot glue. All right, so the trick with this is we need to make sure this doesn't move. There is an outline here, so I'm going to kind of apply pressure on the board more than the chip itself, but I just need to get it from blowing away. But once the solder starts melting, then it will stick in place. Hopefully I have the orientation correct. And I'm doubting myself on the orientation. Hold on, before I go too far with this. Look, pin 1's over there in that corner. I was just looking at the writing. Oh my gosh. All right, the writing, is that pin 1 right there? I can't freaking see it. I'm glad I stopped. Measure twice, cut once, people. Measure twice, cut once. All right, let's see if we can see it better now. Okay, there's pin 1. The dot's right there. Thank you, little baby Jesus. That really would have been bad. Are we happy now? Everyone concur? Is the concurrence strong in the crowd? Whew. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Try again. Are we happy? Concur. Okay, we got all the concurs. So now if it's wrong, that's y'all's fault. It's funny, I saw the writing, so I thought that the writing was going to be the top corner. I saw the direction of the writing. Okay, let go. Okay, it's stiff. It's stiff, just a little bit stiff. We don't even know if this is going to work anyway because this stupid chip was probably bad anyway, but there was a big ball under there. So who knows? You're back? Well, you almost watched me put the chip on sideways after spending all this time getting it going. Oh. Okay. Everyone good? Proper nice? Ass Make an ass out of you and me. Oh. That was stressful. That was stressful. I vote it's borked. I vote it's bad. Perfect. I like the Soren's proper nice. It's proper nice, proper nice. All right, so everything's nice and new now. Well, not new because we didn't replace the EC chip, but so when we do this EC chip replacement, if we do have to do it, I'm just going to do a clean pull. We're not going to reball or anything. I'm just going to pull it off, and then we'll do a complete transfer because those are easy enough to do if you're good at pulling. The Borg would be proud. Okay. Well. Well. Are we ready? Listo? Do you want me to go thermal? Going thermal. Should we go thermal? Let's do it. 100% hot glue free now. All right, so pay attention to the GPU, CPU. When we power this thing on, we should actually get the CPU right here heating up. We should also get some current on our current meter up there. Oh, and I got it cooled down pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. Here, let me cool it down a little bit more. I don't want to leave it too hot. Plug your ears, by the way. Oh. Okay, reset max. I'm glad that you were able to catch it live. So this is some people's first live stream. Welcome, I appreciate it. Earbuds on 11, no. Okay. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. And the CPU is coming on. I cannot believe it's alive. It's alive. Wow. Okay. For science wins again. For science wins again. All right. So this machine came in, broken DC jack. It's all like messed up, right? We pull it apart. The BIOS chip is on sideways. It has been hot glued on. The power management chip was blown out. We changed that out. The EC chip looked like something had messed with it. We pulled it off and there was a big ball of solder underneath it. And we just reballed it, put it back on, and we have signs of life. Now, we don't know if it's working yet. We don't know. But I think that we have pretty good signs of it. So I'm not even going to clean off this liquid metal stuff right now. I'm just going to uncover this stuff and just stick it back on. $100 in my wallet soon. $250 in my wallet. Thanks for the cheer. Cheer. Oh, God, I hate this liquid metal. Okay. Do it slowly. Do it slowly. Gotta put it in the right spot. Nate saved another laptop. I'll say it whenever we're done, whenever we have it actually posting and getting a screen. My birthday, Juju, made it work. Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday, and you made it work. Okay. We're just gonna bolt this, raw dog this heatsink right back on here. Line it up perfectly. There we go. Y'all ready? All right, is it gonna post? Give me a poll on that. Are we gonna get picture? Are we gonna get picture? Because I'm optimistic now. So if you guys wanna vote in a poll, we're about to put one up. Yes. Exclamation point, yes. Oh my gosh. Oh, Nelly. This one was a little bit, you know, this would have been a good video. Because it has that whole rabbit hole thing to it, you know. But I'll probably edit this down into a regular video to put out. Because it has good content. People will learn, you know. And I think I kind of got a system now for doing, I have 3 more live edits coming out soon. All right, so that's in there, that's installed. So we'll see how those kind of play out and work. People like them or not. So the DC jack that's installed in here is junk. We're just gonna use my DC jack because it's not junk. It's not exploded. It's not blowed up. We don't have a daughter board on here. I don't care. We're not gonna need the daughter board where we're going. Vid would be good too. The vid would be too good to pass up. Thank you for that, Mark. Yeah, this is whenever you have this multifaceted kind of rabbit hole, that's whenever I really feel like, or it almost looks like it's not going to work. That's whenever we usually have the win. All right. All right. It's got that. Got that. Does it have a torque setting? Yes. So my drill here has a torque setting. I could set it to whatever I want. I have it set kind of in the middle. And so I set it to where I want, and it goes, and it stops. And then there's a big box underneath the desk that has different speed settings. So I have it on the highest speed. It works good for like big screws, but not small screws, because it's a little too powerful, or you have to kind of press down to really get a good bite on it. Okay, that's all we need plugged in. We don't even need this plugged in right now. I'm just gonna tuck that. I'm gonna plug the battery in too. No SSD, but we do have the RAM in there. Giggity, giggity. And so the pole, let me pull the pole. Pull the pole. Pull the pole. All right, so it looks like 12%, 13% are sourpusses. No, or maybe they're practical. Oh, let's put Dorothy in there. You want Dorothy? Dorothy is my... It's actually, I think, a Windows 10 install. Let's see. Where's Dorothy? Dorothy, where you at, girl? Where you at, Dorothy? Oh, I got Blanche. Where's my Dorothy? Oh, my Dorothy, I had to wipe. So now I have an Alien 11. My Dorothy got messed up. So I don't have Dorothy. But yeah, we'll put my Alien 11 in here. This one has that cool Alienware background that everyone likes. That I need to somehow get posted somewhere so that people can use it. Okay. All right, 10%. Now it's down to 10% saying it's not going to work. So I guess a little more optimism's coming in hot. Okay, I need to make sure this DC jack doesn't short on anything because it's not wired in properly. All right, so I'm plugging in the power. We should actually get it to start posting or powering on immediately, and it is. So we got keyboard backlight. I got fan spin. We got 3 amps. Now this will sit here usually for a little while around 60 watts, then jump to about 120 watts for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then it should actually get picture. But right now we are actually powering on, which is way more than we had ever had done. It is going to full blast. Now, I did put a fresh BIOS on here. So the BIOS I put on had no service tag, and it's actually in engineering mode or developer mode. Actually, that would be inside the EC chip. So, well, anyway, usually it cranks the fans to full blast if it's not been set. So we'll see. We'll see if we got chicken dinner. Easy, easy chicken dinner. Yeah, the BIOS should be rewriting the EC chip, possibly. Possibly, maybe. I glued another laptop. Oh my gosh, yeah, so if you guys missed it, we opened it up. The BIOS chip was actually sideways on here, on the board, and it was hot glued. Someone hot glued it on there, but we don't know how they took off the chip first, right? They took off the chip to put it back on with hot glue. It's a new shirt, I hot glued it. 160 watt. This thing uses 16 amps, so this thing uses a 330 watt. I actually only have a 240 plugged in because my 330 watt shorted out earlier down then. I had to crawl under the desk, so. Oh, we got a 2.4? Shut off, good. Now it should come back on, good. I like it. Looking good, Billy Ray. Did you see a 2.4 for a second? I'm not seeing a 2.4. I think we're okay. Did I take off the liquid metal? I did not take off no liquid metal. I left it on. I'm not dealing with that right this second. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Hey, we have a picture. I can't believe I saved another laptop. Boom. Now this one definitely was a crazy one. So a few different things we had to deal with, right? So the DC jack got damaged. It got ripped and mangled. And so trying a new DC jack did not solve the issue. Opening it up, we did find that we had some chips on and some chips not on under the thermal camera. Changing out the power management chip actually resolved our VDD line, which was stuck at 1.9 volts. That actually fixed that, and our AC detect was okay, but this board still wasn't coming on, just sitting at 0.02. And the BIOS chip was crooked. We put a new BIOS chip on there, reprogrammed that, and then we ended up having to pull the EC chip off, reball it, put it back on, and now we are functioning. So definitely like it. We can't believe. The hot glue must have been the new flux. And there we go. Get into the BIOS. I got to get out of it. Right now we are in developer mode. Let me get out of that. F. There we go. Alt F. Good. Alt F. You going to get out of it? Man, those fans. Yeah, when it's in this mode right here, it doesn't... Is the keyboard working? Keyboard is working. Maybe. I watched some Northridge Fix videos, and Nate, you're much more informative. That's right, because we're not doing burn and turns. This is what Big Boss's motherboard, he gave it to me, and it doesn't work. I'm not going to show you how I diagnosed it as not working. That's the only thing that really bothers me about Northridge Fix is that he doesn't do the diagnostic. Because the whole thing about like trying to troubleshoot something or try to figure something out is trying to figure out, you know, it's doing this, what's the cause, right? And then now open it up and try to diagnose it. So he doesn't take things apart. And I get it. He has a lot more volume than me. And so he has big boss take them apart, hand him the parts. He just fixes them, gives them back to him. So he doesn't do any assembly, which is fine. I would love to live that life too. That's like luxurious. You can put your feet up. You only go there for 4 hours a day. That's what he says. He only works 4 hours a day. I'm like, okay. But with me working 60 hours a week, and I turn all the screws myself, I call my customers myself and have a conversation with them and actually really make them feel happy and feel like they're part of something, because that's, you know, what my company's about. I'm not like here just to do a quick buck. So anyway, I got this working. It's all working. It's done. It's done. Oh, we're going to boot to the operating system. That's right. Because I did put one in there. And then we do no fix, put the goggles on. Yeah, his no fixes are 150 bucks, I think, too, or 160, which I don't know. It depends. Like if he sat there and worked on it for 5 hours like me sometimes, like most of my no fixes, I literally spend like 5 hours on them before I'm like, okay, I can't fix this. And then I only charge 79 bucks, but I pay for the return shipping. So I'm really getting what, maybe $50 for that 5 hours. So I get 10 bucks an hour. 10 bucks an hour. Yay. But that's why I don't like to not fix things, but I'm legit, no doubt. Legit, too legit to quit. Hey, take off the goggles. I like how Tony over at Northwest Repair takes a lot of his little thing, the Alex's stuff, and puts them in his videos. It's too funny. It's too funny. All right, we get to pick the motherboard. So this is an Alienware M18 with 4 SSD slots. Didn't we see that? Yeah, so it has 4 slots. They sell this as an M16 motherboard with 2 SSDs, 4 SSDs, or they sell it as an M18 with 2 SSDs or 4 SSDs. So this is the one that has 4. And the only reason why it's asking me this question is because I put a fresh BIOS on there. I kind of wiped everything out. Yep, minimum wage. I get paid minimum wage a lot of days. No, not a lot of days. It's only whenever I can't figure something out. So it's my own fault because I'm not smart enough to figure out a blown up CPU or something. If my laptop ever needs a repair, I'm seriously considering sending it into you. And you'll have to pay for shipping yourself. I can't pay for the warranty shipping, but you'll still have a warranty, but I just can't pay for the shipping on all that stuff. It's funny, I hear people comment all the time. It's like, I can't wait for my laptop to break to send it to me. I'm like, I hope your laptop does not break. It's booting Windows. It's booting Windows. I see Tony bought a 4080 off of eBay for $1,500, but does not work and had to return it. Had no returns on its listing, no core, no memory. Oh, that's the video? He bought it off of eBay? I saw the thumbnail. I hadn't watched it yet. Wow. So we got an inaccessible boot device. Is this a good or a bad thing? I'm trying to teach people because we got, what, 1,300 people here? 1,400 people. If you ever see this message, when you see a blue screen, read the freaking message on the blue screen, people. Please, read it. Read it. Nothing I hate more than you just say, I got blue screen, the machine's blue screening, I don't know, but you have to read it. It says inaccessible boot device, which means that it doesn't understand the storage driver. So it's set to RAID, and this thing was installed with AHCI, which means it doesn't have the RAID driver. Okay, so you just change that, and if it's the other way around, then just flip it. And then you're done. But sometimes you'll have a different one where it's talking about like some IRQ stuff or some memory stuff or NVIDIA stuff or whatever. It's talking about video drivers or corrupting, I don't know, whatever, just read it. Is there people in the chat? Yes or no? RAID, change to AHCI. AHCI, change to RAID. RAID on an SSD? Yeah, so basically this is set up where you have multiple drives and you can turn that RAID on, and then you could do hardware RAID within this and set up where you have mirroring and all that different stuff. So I would totally send your laptop in to you overseas. Your work ethic is great. I respect. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much there, Mark. That's my goal. Connection, right? So I'm talking to each person individually. So now we have this automatic repair error. So then you'll have these people say, oh, I was getting blue screens, and now I'm getting automatic repair. And then sometimes it will boot to a BitLocker screen right here if you had BitLocker on here. It's not a big deal. Just hit skip drive if you have a BitLocker thing there. And then on this one, I'm just going to hit advanced options, and then I'm going to say continue to Windows. This is not too bad. Any benefits over RAID or NVMe? So what I set it to, AHCI is what I always set it to. Like if you're using like a Samsung drive, in order to get the full speed of your Samsung drive, you have to set it to AHCI. And then if you're using multiple drive, like all these things are shipped with RAID on. That's period. That's how they do it. They put it on RAID. And then you have to switch it to the other one. And in order to, if you want to switch, let's just say you want to switch off of RAID to HCI, all you have to do is boot into safe mode the first time, and then it will, Nate, a Dell god, thank you. Thank their lady. You just boot the safe mode the first time, and then it will load the driver fine, and then when you reboot, it will work on that setting after that. So you can switch over anytime you want. Not a big deal. Not much difference in performance. And let's see, it's almost booting up here. I hate Octane. I wish I could find a parts expert in Germany. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just, there's nobody else that does what I do in general. That's why I was trying to set up a company that did this specialty stuff. And eventually someone can come and buy me, and then I can not have to work anymore. Or not have to grind anymore, I guess. But the last thing I want to do is sell out to one of those like investment banks. You know how investment banks are buying every single company out there? Like we have a movie theater, it was locally grown here called Alamo Drafthouse, which was like you eat and watch TV or watch the movies and stuff. Kind of revolutionary at the time. And then it got bought out by investment banks, and now it's junk. It's horrible. I hate it. And private equity, there you go. Yeah, so private equity, they're buying, like Panera got bought out by private equity, turned into a horrible place to go eat. It's just like countless places. So, and that's basically what they're doing for, like even bowling alleys are being bought up, like all the AC repair places or like plumber, because that's the only way to vertical, right? Or to scale, right? Or to try to put money in their portfolios, and they're supposed to like, you buy it, you make the owner work for that company for another 5 years to double whatever the sales are. There's a company here locally that is a data recovery company, and I've known him. He's been in business 25 years doing data recovery. Well, he sold out so that he could retire, but he has to work for them for 5 years, and he has to double the revenue within that 5 years. I'm like, you just told me you were having a hard time scaling in the first place. And so you're having a hard time scaling, and then now you have private equity buy you, and then you're being forced to scale? I don't get it. So we are booted in the Windows. Our display adapters. This has a 4080 in it, guys. 4080. Woo! Not a 4090, but 4080. And 136 frames per second, 143, 77. And the reason why we're not running at very high frame rate, I'm only at 240 watts. If I put the 330 on here, which I have to climb under my desk to go get to make it work, then it will work. So anyway, that one's good. Now, I don't think I want to start another repair because I'm going to try to dodge out a little early, but we can do a little hangout, question and answers or whatever, a little just chatting for the last, whatever, 20 minutes, 30 minutes or something like that. And then, because I'm not going to stay the full 4 hours today. What's the benchmark test? Well, we're going to have to plug in a 330 to get a real benchmark. So, private equity firms ruin 90% of the time. And I think that most of them just go out of business, right? They just buy them just to put it into the portfolio. Because it's all shareholder driven. It's all BlackRock, Blackstone. I saved another laptop. And then like now you see all those, what are they? The money, right? Because they invested in a bunch of different companies, and they invested in a bunch of software companies, and now AI is building all the software, all the SaaS companies, and so these companies are going to go under in general. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with all that stuff, right? There's a good repair shop in Germany, so let's see. Will you ever do the fan mod on this laptop? Yeah, you want to do a fan mod while we're just here? Yeah, we can do the fan mod real quick. Because I'm not doing anything. We can just chat, and then I'll do the fan mod at the same time. Absolutely destroyed Panera. Yes, so I used to love, I mean, I would take my kids to Panera, and then it was, next thing I know, I'm like, oh, this is gross. It just like seems gross, you know? Everything I'm eating seems gross. The store wasn't like kept together as well. Tips for starting a board level repair business: run! You want to start one? Run away. I would just put your toe in it, right? So you have to be proficient at it, or else it's just you're spinning your wheels. So you're going to have to come up with some sort of way of, you know, not wasting all day long on a board. So that's the problem with most things, is like, if you can't figure something out, you're going to spend a long time. But once you figure that thing out, then it's quicker for the next time. So you have to spend that extra time, or else, you know, and then you have to know what to charge. You have to know what to charge when you can't fix it, or for your time, or what's worth it. So, I mean, I've had this business for 24 years and only started doing board repair about 4 years ago. But I mean, we've always done like DC jacks and some soldering, but not like any crazy stuff. All right, so the gist of this fan mod, just so you know, this machine is notorious for having this power rail right here, which powers the DDR5, short out. And it's always one of these capacitors. There's like 25 capacitors here, but it's always going to be one of those. And so what I do is I modify the fan. I take a chunk out of here, it blows air across this, and it keeps this area cool. So that's what I'm going to do. And we can still chat while we're doing this. Sounds like Cracker Barrel, which I've never actually been to Cracker Barrel in my life, ever, but I'm sure that's kind of the same thing. Where you pretext, run away. I mean, repair in general is a grind, so think about every single day, it never stops. It's relentless. Every single day you have more machines coming in, and in my business, everyone's sending me problem machines. They're not saying, hey, replace the screen or do something simple. It's not like the mall where you just like change the phone screens out or something. It's literally every problem child is what shows up here. So every single one takes longer than you think. I just charge a flat rate for labor, because if you're trying to kind of map out like, oh, $60 an hour, $120 an hour, or whatever it is now, I don't know what people charge, but I just charge a flat rate of $129 for a repair and then $249 for a board repair. You win on the board repairs, you lose on the board repairs. I would say that it's 50-50 on that. Sometimes it's like, oh, it only took me less than an hour to do a board repair. Sometimes it takes me 4 hours to do the board repair. This one we spent, I mean, we're chatting. How long have we been here? 2 hours and 49 minutes. You know, you have to have the parts. You have to have all that stuff. Who wants me to stop chatting? Oh, we were doing the fan mod. Fan mod's here. I'm going to flip this over. So to do the fan mod, it's pretty simple. What's the hardest part of repairing laptops? Well, diagnosing. 99% of repairing a laptop is the diagnosis process. So you have to get your thought process in play. So you have to say, okay, it's not turning on. That's just one clue. But what is all the other factors? You know, does the charger work? Is the right charger? Is not aftermarket? Does the barrel, the connection feel good? Does it give any light? Some people will say it doesn't turn on, or it's the screen doesn't work. That's what they'll say. The screen doesn't work, even though it's not powering on at all. Or you'll say it's very detective work, right? And so you have to be able to collect all the clues in an accurate way in order to really figure it out. We set this back in here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I'm going to line this up here. I usually will take my razor blade. So I just have a razor blade here. And I'm going to cut right around there. So I just kind of line it up there. And you're going to cut right across this. And I'll just score it, is really all I'm doing, is scoring. Let's do a couple good slices, and then I'm going to score right against this joint here. A couple of good scores there. And then I use my side cutters. And I usually won't cut all the way across. I'll cut kind of halfway in that score, or 3/4 of that score. And then I'll cut this score over here. And then boom, it just usually flies off, or I just have to break it off. So now we have that whole section missing. So as the air flows, it actually flows out of this end. Some people will say, well, aren't you putting like a bunch of dust inside your laptop? Most designs actually have it where the back of the fan is open on these two over here that are blowing to the center. So I just don't know why they didn't do it on this design. So that's it. Now we have to just screw it back together. You want to start doing board repair for fun. Now, board repair for fun is a different story, right? You're just going to buy something broken on eBay, or a friend, or you're going to go to Goodwill or whatever, and then you're going to try to fix it. Usually buying it on eBay is the easiest thing. Now, you just don't want to get raked across the coals. And you don't want to buy anything too old, right? Because sometimes they're going to sell something that's 2 years old, or maybe 3 years old, that's broken, and then something that's 5 years old that's broken, and they're selling for the same price. So I don't want you to spend a bunch of money on something that's broken, forever broken. So buy a $4,000 video card and learn to solder. What was the term? Because that was Northridge Fix that did that, right? That's right. I can't do his voice. But he was really hard on that guy. But I'm like, okay, I don't know. I don't like to talk that bad about people. But yes, you could buy a $4,000 video card and learn to solder. Your first computer was a Commodore 64. And we got a VIC-20 under my desk over here. You based in California? No, I'm based in Austin, Texas, right in the heart. So Dell was actually started a few blocks from here. Or the whole Dell campus was a few blocks from here, and now it's all just offices that people use, but off of Breaker, the Breaker buildings. Yeah, because he went to UT. Yep. Northridge was a $5,000 Lightning GPU. Northridge practicing soldering resistors on a $5,000. Dallas. I'm not in Dallas. Austin, Texas. Right in the heart of Texas. All right, fan mod's done. That was it. Was that pretty easy peasy, lemon squeezy? Reading Tom's story. All right. I know, Sheldon, you guys are funny. Buy something cheaper and fix it first. All right, so you need to make sure just not to spend too much money. That's the main goal. Atari 800 was your first computer. My first computer, I know my dad had picked up a Macintosh. I don't know which one it was, but it was a Macintosh, probably 85 or 86 time period. And so, but he had that as his office computer, and he'd bring it home every single night, almost like a portable computer. And then, but my first computer was like in '97 that I bought. It was a K62 500. No, was it 500? Yeah, K62 500 was the CPU. Good morning. Good morning. He's autistic. That's probably what it is. All right. Have you ever got zapped while repairing a laptop? You know, I haven't gotten zapped in a while. I got zapped when I was actually working in my first computer job in like the late 90s, and my hand touched over the inverter on a CCFL LCD screen, and it actually arced a hole into my hand. So it was like, you know, whatever 400 volts or whatever a CCFL needs to light that cold the lamp. And so it was like, I mean, it put a hole right into my hand. Yeah, it hurt. But you know, I like the feeling of electricity. I've been shocked enough times doing electrician stuff. I actually enjoy it. Have you ever been shocked? Has anybody ever been shocked with 120 volts? We're not talking about 240 mains. We're talking about 120 volt. It's not as bad as you would think, you know, or even partial. Like right now, actually at my house, I'm having an issue. I keep having my arc fault breakers flipping, and I had some of these fixtures put in into my bathroom. There's 3 sconces and they're on dimmers, and they keep tripping the arc fault breaker. And so I pulled one off, and I measured, I disconnected the ground, and it stopped tripping. And I was like, what's going on here? So I measured from ground to the positive, and we were getting a 60 volts. And when you dim it, it would go down like 25 volts, and it would go up to 60 volts. So there's a 60 volt offset to ground. Now I'm talking about touching the metal on the thing to ground. It was crazy, yeah. So I don't know. Oh no, that was actually measuring from the ground of the thing to ground on the house ground. So that was actually a 60 volts. So I was having 60 volts go across there. Anyway, so I just didn't want to touch it, and so now I just have them grounded, and I'm like, I'm trying to figure out if it's the fixture or not. You've been shocked and didn't enjoy it. Well, I mean, I've heard someone getting shocked by having the a 220 volts, 220, 221, whatever it takes, and popping their fillings out like popcorn. That's crazy whenever that has to happen. I mean, whenever, you know, you have that many volts and gigawatts going through your body. It depends where it hits your skin. Yeah, you're right. And if you're going across your heart, right? So if you have your hands out like that and you're going across your heart, because that's why, like, if you've ever seen a tech who is an actual electrician, they do this, right? So they hold it in one hand and they go like that to measure. Because if you do this, then you're going across your heart. But if you go like that, then you're just actually touching, right? Right? Am I right? As a teenager, I put my hand in a vise attached to a metal table, and the drill case had a hot wire pinched in it. Oh my gosh, and barefoot. Oh yeah, and I've had plenty of those, like barefoot on concrete touching something situations. Tons of those. You know, 220 is no joke though. 220 has a bite. The swimming pool water cement had touched the Coke machine while your child, oh my gosh, and fell into warm buzz. I mean, it doesn't take much for you to get you, right? Live Romax hanging out of the fireplace. I've been shocked with 110 volt a few times, working on exhaust fans in the master bath. I jumped a few times, but the circuit, yeah, because I mean, it's not too bad. The frequency is dangerous. It's only 60 hertz though. I'm puzzled with the arm flipping. I was puzzled why my arm was flipping like a strong wind hitting a flag. That's a good one. Milliamps, right? So it doesn't take but milliamps to actually stop your heart. Is that correct? 220 is no joke, but 440 is rarely forgiven. It's 220 nowhere. I mean, it's 220 everywhere else in the whole world, except for stupid United States uses 120. It's because we're the anti whatever everybody else is doing. We're the emo or the whatever the outlaws, I guess. We like to do everything opposite. We're going to use our imperial system that is inches. Have you all seen that Nate Bargatze skit on SNL where it's just like, we choose to do things because we can. Nate is famous for fixing Elon Musk's laptop. Elon Musk has never sent his laptop in, but he's nearby. America, baby. I was zapped with 220 or 230 on the washing machine, but it had to face the ground bolt. Not fun. 277 is the worst in the U.S. Is it the worst because it's not very good? One leg is 483 phase. 240 in the UK, but it's due to bad grounding in the building, and it had spikes of 270, which blew out light bulbs. Imagine walking through your house and light bulbs are just popping off the receptacles. You could put a discounted shirts until Friday. I can't choose what the discount. That's what's funny about that website is it put the discount on automatically. I didn't really get to choose it. It was just it's their discount, so it's not mine. So I think it ends tomorrow, 15% off tomorrow, until tomorrow. I actually bought 4 shirts today myself because I didn't have any of those shirts that I designed, and I wanted to get them before the sale was up too, because I don't even get a discount on them, which is funny. Have you ever put it on your tongue? A 9-volt battery on your tongue? Yeah, I have plenty of times. Let's see. Less than 220 is tingly. 220 leg. Did liquid damage almost make the motherboard irreparable? We were talking about the one from yesterday? Because that one was messed up, right? You saw the components just like rotting off the board, and so I had to rebuild that whole area, but it worked out. And then it still had a BIOS issue, which is, see, I'm not telling you, BIOS issues are like plagued everywhere. You got the blue powder Tron one, thanks. Awesome. Yeah, that Tron one looks pretty cool to me. Blue powder, you got the baby blue one, huh? 240 in the UK, except when you measure it, it regs changes with percentage of age of tolerance. So is it because of the old power lines that y'all have? 240, 240. Yeah, if you have a 240 kettle, I bet it boils in like 30 seconds or something. How do you test a 9-volt battery without a tongue? See, that's the proper answer there, Dennis. 48 volts. You know, and I don't know if you're familiar, but we've already talked about this a little bit. So like all the USB-C, everything's switching to USB-C, but in order to have a 220 watt charger or 40 watt or 260 watt chargers, you have to up the voltage, but you can't make the current any higher on these USB-Cs because they can only handle 5.5 amps, 6 amps. And so now they're making 48 volt chargers instead of 20 volt in order to get more watts out. In Germany, there's a circuit interrupter that's necessary. And so now they're making all residential stuff have arc fault breakers on everything. And that's why I just did a remodel in this one section of my house. And so they have arc fault breakers. And that's the only reason why I even knew that they was having light fixture issues. Did you ever drain electricity from potatoes in school projects? I remember having one of those, and it wasn't even a school project, but it was like a science kit that I got for Christmas, and it had a clock in the middle, and I had like 3 potatoes on either side, and you had your nickel, and you had your, what was the other type of metal? Tin or something? Greetings from Poland. My wife loved the bed bugs video yesterday. Well, the video from yesterday those look like bed bugs almost, right? I thought they were just German roaches, but people are saying those are bed bugs, and that's kind of what it looked like on that one bed bug video I did. So I don't know. I work in neon transformers, and they get shocked 9,000, 15,000 volts hurt. So I have so since you work on that, I have a neon sign in here. I actually have it off because I could smell ozone. So I figured that that's probably not good. So I have the big transformer off, and it also buzzes like crazy. So I did have another transformer smoking in off to the side, so I turned that off. Greetings from the rectum of Earth. Yes, is that here? Nickel and copper. There you go. So it's nickel and copper. The differentials of nickel and copper on the acidic. We'll do it. What am I going to have for lunch? What is for lunch? What is for lunch? I don't know. After this, I'm going home, picking up my daughter. We're going to go to the nursery, so maybe we'll go hit up she really likes this local sandwich shop called Thundercloud Subs, and they make sub sandwiches. So maybe we'll go get one of those. Use a service ion generator at 10,000 volts. You know, I've always wanted to build a Tesla coil. Is that a Tesla? No, Tesla coil is the ball one, but what is that one called? I can't remember. I do have shoot, I could go grab it. A light-on jar. What is it? Oh, Jacob's ladder. Yeah, I like the Jacob's ladder. So in my office, I have it as kind of a prop, and I built it. But basically, you have a winder, and then it has 2 light-on jars on there, which are like basically capacitors. And then it has 2 arc rods, and then you just crank it, and it creates a static charge that fills those up, and then does a bolt of electricity that big that jumps across. I'm trying to remember what yes. Is that what it is? A Vanguard generator? Vanguard generator? I don't know. I was always fascinated with electricity, so I was always trying to come up with something. But Jacob's ladder would be cool, but those are pretty dangerous. Y'all ever listened to Art Bell back in the day? So back in the 90s, he had Madman Markham on his show a lot, or quite a few times, and he was doing time travel, apparently. So he was from the future and back and whatever. But basically, the gist of it is there was this one episode, and y'all go look in the archives for this, because y'all should listen to it. It's really good. So Madman Markham, and he stole transformers and put them in his house, and Van de Graaff generator. There you go. And he stole these transformers and put them in his house and like took down the whole electrical grid, but he was creating like this crazy amount of electricity so then he could go into the future or in the past or whatever it was. And oh gosh, it was definitely am I speaking Dutch right now? No. Van de Graaff generator is the metal dome on top of a belt that gathers static electricity with a big spark and hair. Let me go grab my thing. Let me go grab it real quick. I'll be right back. It's on my desk. It's been a while since I've used it, so I don't know if I need to give it a boost of electrons or something, and my mic might cut off because I'm going to the other side of the building, but we'll see. But I was remembering it's a Windhurst machine. That's what it is. That's the name I was looking for, Windhurst. I think it's another guy's name. But it's it's a nice thing to have on your desk or whatever. I have it off to the side because I have a bunch of different things on my desk. Oh no, my belt broke. Oh, darn it. Well, there you go. My belt broke. So it's not going to work. Well, Anyway, so here it is. So Windhurst, I think that's the name of it. Have you ever seen one of these? So these are light-on jars, which are basically capacitors, right? So it's a film with something in it, and they're pretty cool devices. So the gist of it is, on this side, like my belt's broken here, but you spin this, it will spin one wheel one way and spin the other wheel the other way. And then you have you have these brushes that are collecting the ions off the sides here, and then they will store them into this jars, and then you have the discharge here. When you get them close, it'll actually do a big arc across here. And then you have this little breaker bar here that you can actually disconnect, and it will store the charge differently. So this is, or as the way you discharge it, I guess. But if you keep it connected like this, then it'll actually put these in series and allow it to arc across. Wonder if I can get it to go. The air capacitance. Well, the other one's not working because his belt's broken. Let's see if I'm gonna get zapped. I'm always scared to touch this thing. Super glue the belt. Can we do that? Is that possible? I know we can use hot glue. We can hot glue the belt. Wonder if we can tape the belt. Can we tape the belt? Sparky. Or I can melt the belt together. Test, test. Can anyone see you? Wes, I can see you. Here, let me see. Can I melt the belt together? Is that possible? Glue it, tape it. Super glue. Okay, let's grab some super glue. I have to make sure to glue it while it's still installed in here, or else how am I going to get it in here? I'm going to get shocked, guys. This is going to end up happening. I'm going to be like, is this thing working? And I'm like right across my heart. Right across my heart. Okay. And then I'm going to be dead. What are y'all going to do if I fall to the ground dead? I know a couple people that know where I am right now. So I think Sinan will have to drive over. He's going to save my life. There's my super glue at. Super glue, we're out now. Okay, got some super glue right here. Call 911, call 999. Well, it's 911 here. Usually, I have this streaming, my wife's usually watching this too, so she knows where I am. But actually, I think she's not around. Okay, so we're gonna put the super glue in here. Should I huff it first? Okay. Do we put it on both surfaces? Is that the trick? No. Come on. Download all the old videos, I guess. Oh. Need some corrosive primer. Call your wife's insurance company. I know she'd be rich. She'd be rich. She'd be rich. Oh no, my fingers are gluing to it. Ah. There was another episode where Art Bell actually super glued his mouth. He like was opening something with super glue within his mouth or something, and he glued his lip to his other lip, and it was bleeding everywhere. I listened to tons of Art Bell, and actually just started. I found he has a new archive channel on YouTube, or maybe it's not new, but I just found it, so I've been listening to a lot of those older episodes of Art Bell. Call it 9888. Okay, how long does this need to cure for? I don't have any spray, so we're going to have to let that cure for a little bit. Okay, but this thing does do quite a bit of arcs. I'll let that dry. How long should I let it dry for? I have no idea. Should I heat it up? Should I use hot air? Soda ash works well as a filler. Oh, because you can mix it with it almost? Put some mask, UV mask to cure on it. Do you think I should do that? Add some UV mask? Do people concur about that? IPA dissolves it. Super glue is no joke. Yeah, my fingers have, extra crunchies on it now. IP cures it. IP dissolves it. This is whenever chat really goes crazy. You're like, no, it's this. No, it's that. No, it's that. Back and forth, back and forth. UV. No UV mask. Shrinking tape, no glue. UV mask with rubber. Oh, I never heard of Art Bell. I'll check him out. So Art Bell was from, he had like kind of a bootleg radio station in the late 80s is when it started. And it was like he was on from like midnight to like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. And then he got syndicated across the United States over the years. So his last like kind of syndication, you've heard of like Coast to Coast AM maybe. That's the name of the show, was Coast to Coast AM, but he was the originator of it. Now it's still on, but it's like a different George Norrie or whoever else is hosting it now. But it was a middle of the night type of thing, and you always have these weird people call in with weird stuff. Acts as an accelerant. So IPA acts as an accelerant. So we can concur, everyone confirms that, right? All right, we're doing it. IPA acts as an accelerant. Maybe I won't spray it, but I'll just wipe it. It hardens with water vapor. I mean, I have a super glue, works well on rubber. Okay, well, I hope this stays together. But yeah, anyway, check it out. So it would have a lot of weird guests on, a lot of ghost stories, a lot of time travelers, just weird stuff. He would have like, this phone line is only for people to call in who have been abducted by aliens, you know, that type of thing. It's just, it was very weird stuff in the middle, and it was all amateur radio, yeah. And then he got syndicated across lots of radio stations. All right, should I give him more time or should I try it? Water vapor works too. I mean, I have this is distilled water, a spray bottle of distilled water. Water sucks up the acetone, causing it to hard. Try it. I mean, it feels good, but I just don't know. Do it, do it, do it. And what do we have to lose, right? This is not going to work. We're just messing around anyway. No vapor, no drops. Okay. No vapor, not drops. Okay, gotcha. So the vapor, you need moisture. Try heat it a little bit too. Okay, it feels, I mean, it's together. It's together. I don't know. I'm going to try to stick it over this pulley. We'll see if it breaks. Because I have to get it over this pulley here. Come on, baby. Yeah, yeah. Woo. Okay, so I might need to put a static charge on it to get it going, but we'll see. All right. Big pulley first. So they're both going right now. They're both going in opposite directions. And we have brushes here collecting the ions, or the, whatever you call it. And they're off 90 degrees off from themselves. And then this little collector right here will collect them off of there. Just plug it in. All right, let me get a good charge going here. I have to rub my hair on it or something. Oh, here we go. I got a towel. Let's see if that works. We might have too much moisture. It's been raining. Oh, you like the sound of that? The belt is off on one? Oh, you're right. It sure is. Man, you guys are good. Okay. Oh, I hear it. It's coming. Ooh, I could smell it. but it's not happening yet. It's not collecting. There we go. Oh, I don't even think your frames per second is going to catch this. Can y'all actually see it? You should look for steel case Elite version 2 forward tilt option design. Oh, really? Okay, hold on. Hold on, I want to get a screenshot of that real quick. For a chair idea. I'm always saving all these chair ideas. Okay, cool, thanks. All right, so let's keep going on this. So I'm going to zoom in. All right, here we go. All right, let's see how big of a gap we can get. Well, I can smell it's like ionized air. I need to oil this, yes. Tighten some screws. All these screws are coming undone too. I built this thing like, I don't know, 20 years ago? I don't know how many years. Okay. Faster, faster, Forrest. Okay, we're gonna get a bigger gap here. You gotta go thermal? Oxygen, I stopped another laptop! Put the volts on the poles. Yeah, let's see what volts we have here. AC, I guess, right? DC? DC. No, it's DC. Am I gonna blow out my meter? Here. EMP. Okay, I'm gonna just start with them a little bit closer together. Is it, well, they're stored in Leyden jars, so I would think that there'd be, you might kill your meter. I know, that's what I'm worried about. It's 10,000 volts. I don't think this thing has, I don't think this AliExpress machine is okay for 10,000 volts. No, it's got a fuse. It's crazy, it's not always picking it up on all the pops. Do I have a spare junk meter? That's the question. I have another one of these, actually. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Oh, ooh, that smells good. It's like fresh air. Yeah, let me grab one of these other meters from in here. These cheaper ones. These are like $30, $20 jobbies. All right, so what do you think about, oh, what do you think about me falling over here? All right, what do you think about this brand right here? Let's see. No! Okay, here we go. We're gonna blow this thing up. Let's do it. So I'm just gonna hook it onto this Leyden jar right here, somewhere. I don't want to touch it though. That's the problem. You're gonna fry it. I don't care. It already fried it. Look, it turned off already. I killed it. I didn't even it's already done. You kidding me? The thing's done. Oh, I was gonna say, I just turned it on. Alligator. Yes, we need some alligators. Where are the alligators at? Where are them gators? Give me a gator. There we go. There's one gator. Two gator. All right, you guys want it? We're gonna do it. Okay, so we're gonna put one gator here. Right there. You need a 15,000 probe. All right. It shut off. Did you see it shut off for a second right when I gatored that thing on there? Okay, you ready? I'm barely turning it. We got 3 volts. For science, I'm barely turning it. Should I crank it hard? Y'all ready for a hard crank? Woo! Use your scope. I'm not sucking this to my scope. That will hurt it. Adjust the range. This thing is an auto range. It's an auto range, so it should go wherever it wants to go. All right, so I think it's because it's discharging into the thing. We're getting 20 volts. So I could turn on a Dell laptop with this. All right, turn the meter off. Darn it. Oh, there's a diode protection. I don't know. This is a $20 machine. Yeah, every time I start cranking it, it's shutting off. For science! Yay! Okay, all right. Well, that's enough science. That's enough. Oh, this probe fell off. That's funny. This probe fell off and it was still doing it. That's so funny. Oh, I think it killed it now. No, it still works. But it doesn't like... Okay. All right. That's probably dead. All right. That was fun enough. Now, should I shock myself? So I know that if I discharge this first and I take this little back thing off of here, and then I really get it, then we can get like a really good connection here. So you get it actually where you get a constant arc across. And you can actually put your finger in that. Woo! It's like going through my finger. Can you see it? See if we can. Your fuse is disconnected. I know. I disconnected it so it does this long arc thing. I vote tongue. No. No tongue, no tongue. Okay, all right. I think enough shenanigans there for that. So that's pretty cool, right? So this is a Winhurst machine. You can look these things up. You can buy them as kits. And I bought one a long time ago. I assembled it myself. And it's just a couple pieces of plastic, a couple pulleys, a couple light-on jars. Yeah, for science. It's all for science. So that was fun. Oh, plasma ball at the end there. Okay, well, I'm going to jam out. We're going to go. I got some gardening to do today. We're going to be digging, planting some vegetables, some plants, and some bonding time with the children. So hope you enjoyed the stream. I do the streams twice a week if it's the first time you're here. So we do them Sunday at 9 a.m. and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time. This one was a kind of an interesting one. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something. And hopefully we are not going to experience any more hot glue repairs in the future, because that was a first. I've never seen a hot glued chip on a board before. But I want to thank everybody who came out today and for liking the stream and doing all that stuff, because it does help promote everything. Thank the mods for taking care of the chat, keeping that clean, and they work really hard, so thank all the mods for that. And I appreciate each and every single one of you, and thanks for watching. I saved another laptop.